How best to start these final sessions? Last time, you finally fulfilled the final part of the prophecy of Magdan's fall, at least, the final part for gaining these items of prophecy, these these weapons that incorporate sort of original pieces of true iron in them somewhere and somehow. Your bony blades are now sort of longer. They're even more sharply curved. They're actually like closer to the length of like pretty sizable long swords now. A very impressive. Yep.
Do I still have the shackle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, that is the iron part.
Okay, I was making sure.
Yes, the shackle is still there. Still binding around you. It's still, anytime you try to remove it, kind of fixes itself back in place. Not only bound to you, but a symbol, one that binds you ever to the Wild Hunt. Every now and whenever you return back to the ship, within the roiling masses of clouds that it pierces through, every now and then you can see almost like a boat's wake passing along the sides of you. Every now and then you can make out what appears to be horsemen that ride alongside the boat, sort of in the clouds. Outside of them, it's basically invisible. But it was soaring through something like a medium where you can kind of see a wake. You realize that there's at least dozens of them that are ever following with the boat now. Following you, new Lord of the Wild Hunt.
Oh.
Badass. Also, calling over the week, don't forget you gotta update Steinhurst.
Steinhurst is being updated to be a little gay boy.
Colin.
Yeah.
I sent you a DM with a question.
Oh boy.
Well, Colin's a DM with an answer.
Yep. Okay, but this one's cute.
All right.
I like that one too. That's pretty cool.
Are you gonna do some are you gonna AI generate the green lady?
I've thought about it.
Connor, all you have to do is type in naked feet and you'll get the right image.
Yep.
Just look at
in cinnamon sugar.
look up naked redneck feet. It looks like the feet from the girl, like the opening part in the first VHS movie. That's what her feet look like.
Yes, Colin.
You don't remember the first opening part of found footage horror anthology VHS?
No.
Well, that's a shame, because I actually like it. Alright.
I like you.
Don't lie to people, Cody. That's not nice. Point is, you return back to the airship, now fully empowered, and yet still, the ship is still quite a ways away. Whenever you last left, you had been surrounded by Raiders of Black Everfrost, essentially, and they had merely watched you. They had not attacked you, you just had seen their eyes glowing at you from within the trees. But they did not impede you in any way, they did not attack you. They watched, and you get the feeling they had been watching the whole time. All during your fight, all that. Not too important, really. So after you returned, you still have probably a solid month of travel for getting back to, basically Stahlreich itself. You have a long way to pass through. The airship travels fast, but you're moving over a vast distance of rolling, sort of green, rocky hills and things like that. And during that time, you have mostly just time to think, to plan, to prepare. Henley, you find that Adelaide doesn't really sleep that much. You often find her sort of sitting on the, edge of the bed at night. Every now and then she'll be gone and you'll find her up on the top deck. Her hands sort of slowly running over the sort of great sword's blade as if she's lost, almost in a trance. Her eyes ever transfixed towards the direction of Stalreich. It's clear that the coming battle weighs on her pretty heavily, now that it's not just some future problem. Now that it's not tomorrow's problem, it's today's problem. It is fomented solidly as the next thing that's going to happen. And now it really weighs on her. The weight of it weighs on her. She trains a lot with Reed. Who better to look towards the way of the sword than one who's a master of the sword. And Reed, you all find that your training sessions, as the rapidly approaching final battle looms before you, all your training sessions joined pretty often by quite a few people. You find Yondar and Lysanthier often join you. Adelaide and Darcy often join you. Even Nipsey Brightbuckle doesn't join you, but she has Carrington sort of mimic the movements as best as he can while he sort of says, Carrington. She makes various adjustments on him, and you find that he's able to shoot out wrist blades like in Guyver. It's badass.
My God.
My
Fucking
Guyver.
metal.
And so your training sessions are not lonely. They're not solitary at all. They're often quite packed on the deck of the airship. Klaus,
Yeah.
you ever have a whisper in your ear? A darkened whisper that says, you know we got work to do, right? We got things that need to be done.
Yes, I believe we have some assembly that needs requiring.
The only problem is that final assembly needs to happen in the Black Vaults. That's where, some of the pieces are.
I believe we have the final pieces on us, or are they there at the Black Vault?
You've got some on you somewhere in the Black Vault.
I got you. That
Now I can.
I guess what all we need to do is get down to the capital, and then from there.
I can.
I can. You can get us to the vault?
I can get you to the capital, but teleporting, it'd be much safer if we were able to just teleport straight into the vault. Now there are wards and things like that I cannot overcome. I must admit that, but I cannot deny that your ally has become a more powerful wizard than I ever planned to be. And with my knowledge of the wards and her particular magical aptitude, we might be able to just go straight in, make a little pinpoint hole and pass through it.
True, she has been there, so she is familiar with the terrain.
The question is how willing would she be to aid in our cause? I don't know what sort of scruples or morals she has, or what we should even tell her. Working with an old enemy and such.
I mean, she has been known to work with Baba Yaga, so I mean, her morals are definitely about as questionable as ours, at the very least.
Well, as I said, she's I am not a particularly prideful man that's too proud to admit when I have been surpassed with her particular magical aptitude. So,
Oh yeah, she's great. She's probably gonna kick our asses, but I think honestly, if we gave her, I guess, some assurances, maybe she'd be willing.
Well, I'll let you do.
Like if we took Ali Cool with us, I'm pretty sure she would oppose. But if we took, I don't know if Reed would be particularly fond of what we're going to do down there. But
Well, what
maybe
they
one of the others.
what they don't know won't hurt them. It's
I'm sure they'll be able to gather pretty quickly, though. That's the issue.
but well, I'll leave the talking up to you. They are your
Hold
allies, after all. Hardly friends of mine, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we did kill you. that does make things a little difficult.
Alright, but, you've got some final assembly to do. And you need to be in the Black Vault to do it. Now, you can teleport down to the capital, which you know is snowed over. It's behind enemy lines. It is, so there's a danger there. You don't know what's waiting there.
Where's the ship at right now?
The ship
on the star map.
On the Starlight map.
World
It's on
Okay,
the world
sorry.
map.
Okay, I go back to world.
The ship after God, you'd probably be like, you haven't been traveling for long,
Yeah,
because
we
you just
haven't been-
teleported way back, so
yeah.
you'd be like, here.
Oh man, that's
You got a long way to go. Like I said,
yeah.
you gotta,
So it's definitely gonna have to be a teleport then.
you got like I said, you got a month to travel to get here.
A month's travel. Damn.
And like I said, that's
Okay, so
with an airship's speed, so it's fast.
how long, Rash? How long do we need to complete the process?
I imagine it'll take at least a week or two.
Week or two. Okay.
Concerted effort. Of course, if
I
your
imagine. Yeah.
lady friend, your ally, were to come around and help, it might cut the time.
Doubt.
I don't know how. I think honestly, just leaning on the travel aspect would probably be best.
Well, we got all the
Because
time in
the
the
more
world.
involved, exactly. You and I together, we can make the assembly happen. But I don't want her to be too involved. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we
come
risk-
on, old boy. It's just like putting together an IKEA piece of furniture now.
Exactly. It's an undead dragon. All you need is an Allen wrench. But I imagine the less involved she is, the better.
How much? On a serious note, I don't super remember because we've been doing this hospital stuff for a long time. How much do we actually know about it? Because I remember at one point we didn't want Klaus to pick up Dragon Bones. We actually tried to prevent him. So I figured we knew to some degree, right?
I mean, there's
Ito knows. Ito's been into the vault and seen like the fucking.
Yeah, I think Ito knows.
Ito's
but-
also like unfortunately 100% on board, regretfully.
the Redeemer has never obviously felt the urge to tell anybody anything, so it would be
Okay.
what Klaus decided to do.
Well, not be a good time to tell us though.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. I guess is the party all together, or like where's Aruna
Yeah,
at?
we're
at the
shitting it
moment?
up in the bar, dude.
Hell yeah, around the
Fuck yeah.
Skyweaver drinking.
Yeah. I believe we're all
Hell
on the
yeah.
ship though.
So are we all just like at the big table, planning it out, hashing it out?
Yup. That's how I feel.
You all gather around the bar of the Skyweaver. You push the various tabletop games, the sort of chessboard to the side. There's now a large map on it that sort of shows your progress. It seems like Basilicus has whipped up a map that has a small miniature airship that's sort of slowly crawling across the landscape to show your current progress. You all, he happily pours flagons of mead. And with his apologies, he says, I'm afraid we're a fair bit scant on the finer drinks. We had to dip out of Shendo a lot faster than I had anticipated, so I wasn't able to restock the alcohols as well as I was hoping.
Dipping out of the Shendo is the name of this man's autobiography.
I had hoped to procure maybe some finer, more exotic wines. He does hold up a bottle of, like, a really old, dust-covered bottle. He says, I'm saving this one for a special occasion, but it'll have to be a hell of a special occasion.
Let's wait until we're about to cross into the frozen lands before we crack that one.
I do need to make a detour.
What detour can we do now?
Yeah. What
need-
detour?
I need Tommy to take me somewhere.
Yeah. I'll take anybody anywhere. We got a month.
Adelaide says, as long as boat is not taking a detour, I don't see it as much of a detour, really. But I would like to arrive as quickly as possible.
Yes, I would need a detour at some point as well.
Haruna's like, what am I, your fucking personal taxi? What the fuck?
I mean, I kind of am.
I mean, you pretty much are. You're the
I
one
need to
teleporting.
go. If I remember correctly, if I'm looking at the Stallreich map, I think it was here. I think.
Where?
But
You have to tell me.
would
You have to tell me where you're trying to go for me to tell you where it is.
I would like to go to Saint Cuthbert's tomb.
Okay, that's here. Yeah, that's over here.
So we
I got
got
a question.
Yeah,
How big is Klaus?
about 13 inches.
Hey.
Yeah. I mean, he's not too big, and he's actually, honestly, I'd say probably as far as his build goes, he's been getting thinner since you've met him.
You think those blades
Okay.
of bone are big? Wait till he gives you a fucking D12 bludgeoning
I pick him
damage.
up like a football. Tell him where you want to go. I'll throw you there.
I mean, I'm pretty out of
Do
that.
not punch the German.
This is me using a spell.
I'm more worried about the landing than the travel time.
Oh, that's true. I hand you a pillow.
Amazing.
That's over. You have a parachute?
Actually, I'm just like, wait, aren't you a zombie? Well, can you die from that?
Not
you
really a
die?
zombie, no.
No,
I can
think
still die, yes.
I think
I
he
thought-
dies, and then the Redeemer brings him back again. And I imagine dying too many times.
No,
being brought back. is
whenever-
probably not
whenever he
good.
dies-
Everyone and go.
No, they swap. Whenever he dies, the Redeemer comes back, and Klaus is the Redeemer's shadow.
So I look at everyone and go,
Obviously.
I always thought Klaus was a zombie.
No, well, if he was a
Well, I mean-
zombie, Alakul couldn't heal him.
The lack
Cologne.
of cologne, I understand, to make you a little bit confused.
He's not just a special. I thought he was a special zombie.
No,
Wait,
I'm just
wait.
I was
Zombie
just
plus.
raised.
Wait, you
I was
can't
just
heal
resurrected.
zombies?
No,
We can't heal Klaus.
No, you can heal Klaus. I get half of it.
Okay.
I mean it's not as effective. But
But that's more because of evil stuff than like undead stuff.
yeah. Anyway, so we're making a list of detours.
Yep.
I mean, I got
Dial
teleportations.
1-800 Runa Uber.
So, does St.
Ruber.
Cuthbert's tomb have a circle, though?
It does not.
Okay.
Drop
Is
me off
it,
nearby
like,
and I'll head there.
Technically on the way.
I mean, we're going north. Technically, everything south is technically on the way.
We're heading north, heading north.
I mean, you could. It doesn't really matter if it's on the way. If you're teleporting away, the airship,
Yeah.
your teleportation circle is always moving in the correct direction. So
Yeah, it just requires
so
more
hang on.
juice to teleport to a location as opposed to a fixed point, I guess.
So is this front right here, this white line, is this the current line?
that was the current line. It's
Yeah.
probably advanced farther. Slightly. It's
okay,
not
I
been a
was
long
about to-
time.
I was about to ask, what do you think the line's gonna be at, like, in a month's time? Like, about the time that it takes for us to get to Stallreich, where would that line be?
probably right at the border between Stalreich and Beaz Kumlahar. So right at
Okay, so
basically
it'll
at
be,
Magden's
it'll be
stand.
completely enveloped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be completely enveloped by that point. Okay.
It'll be at basically at Magden's stand.
Be right back.
Yeah, I mean, does anyone else have any important errands to run that need, chauffeured around?
Yes, I do need to go back to the capital at some point. I don't believe we have a circle in the Black Vault, but I think going to the circle in the capital might suffice.
Do I need to go back to the Kaltwald and the Wilderstadt and tell them about the rally, or no?
You can.
I didn't know like if someone was if like someone was handling that, or if I needed to actually go back there and tell them.
It might not hurt.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then I have to go back to my home at some point.
Okay. And then, in regards to wizards and stuff that I know,
Regarding
most are
wizards.
with the front anyway. So that shouldn't be too
Well,
hard.
most of the battle mages, or not even most of the battle mages, a small token force of battle mages. Most of the battle mages left with Prost.
Yeah. And really, I mean, being honest with you, when it comes to witch and, assistance from the Fae, I kind of just have a hotline at any time to it, so I don't really have to make a detour necessarily. And then, as far as druids go, Karakwa, are most of them with the fighters? Or are they in
If I remember
various...
correctly, most of them are dead, but
Most
good
of the
chunk.
what? Most of the what now?
We're looking for druids. Specifically, do we have to go hunt down the various groups, or are some of them kind of already thrown into the mix in combat?
We haven't seen the twins in a while.
I
The
mean,
last from the Crashing Tide, but the
Yeah.
last I remember was that they were going to try to hold down the area. And I
Okay.
think
They'd be over near my people, right? I think that's what they
Um,
have them.
They
I
are around
believe
there.
so. And I think Abigail is she's been off on her own thing for a bit.
She
so-
was at, if you remember correctly, she was actually, with her particular talents of transformation, and her metal, she was actually serving as Adelindra's mount with the winged Hussars.
Yeah.
Adelindra was basically seen riding around on a swirling vortex made of metal.
That's
so
one of the
awesome.
greatest sentences of all time.
So, I guess that means that
Ito is
Karakwan-
so proud of his ex-wife.
I guess that means that Karakwa and Henley, to save on trips, can go to the same place. No problem. Okay. That won't
that'll
be
work.
too bad.
Now, a little unsure of the consequences of the conversation, but I did give your father's soul to Vecna, so I mean I could ask for a little nudge if needed
Ooh.
on your
Ooh.
part. Yeah. I mean, of course, there's gonna be, I guess for lack of a better term, payment on my end. I'm not quite sure what the check would be,
Okay.
so let's just keep that on our back pocket for now.
Yeah.
But just know that is on the table if need be. I can make that conversation happen.
That may be a when it comes to it, if we need it, type of thing.
Don't be a baby.
Man, does that-
Just do it.
Now, does that-
Just talk to Vecna.
I was gonna say, does that mean that Klaus gets like a divine intervention Vecna roll in the middle of combat, and we summon the spirit of my dead father to wreak
I mean,
mage-like havoc upon the world?
Not going to lie, I might need him to maintain control over Hospedal, because that's
Oof.
going to be a very powerful.
It's a dragon god.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
dragon god that I'm fucking dealing
Oh,
with.
it's
so,
a-
I mean,
it's a-
the reigns might be.
It's a primordial dragon god. Two dragon
That's
gods
right.
sprung forth from it.
Oh
It's a
god.
progenitor.
Oh god.
Real quick,
Yeah,
Ito.
Yep. Hi.
Yeah. So
Why are
Klaus
y'all
just
bitches'
suggested
cameras
that
not on?
we rip the soul of my father from the Hells to possibly help him jockey Hospedale.
What a sentence.
No, not from Hell, actually, from Vecna's Cathedral of Ash in his
Same
plane.
difference. It's all shitty.
Hell
I mean-
It's
once
all bad
removed.
news.
I mean, how are you just borrowing the magic, or does he have some semblance of himself? Because that could be bad.
I mean, Ito already knew that the summoning of Hospedale was the point, but
Wait,
I
I
ain't
have a
I ain't
different. Wait,
Ito ain't a fan of Arunadad.
Wait.
TBH.
Instead of Aruna's dad, what if we can get Oler to do it?
Hey Oler, we just kicked
I
your ass.
mean,
Here's a
The
dragon.
thing
Ola's
is,
been reset to level 1.
I don't.
He's
the
no
thing
help.
is though, is like Ola has no connection to Vecna and the magic that is going to be bringing back this dragon. And his dad has already been sent to the cathedral.
Okay,
So I'm not
wait,
sure if there's going to be any kind of like interference or anything. of the
Literal
sort.
question: what is the connection between Hospedale and Vecna? Like, I understand you're doing the magic to bring it back, but is that directly from Vecna?
It's more
It's more like big
I
fucking
imagine-
dragon.
I'm asking Adam.
It's more like
character,
big
by the
fuck.
way,
Yeah, it's more like big fucking dragon. And I don't know what's gonna bring him back. I just know the Redeemers are gonna help me, and I'm probably gonna need some help at some point, which is gonna involve Vecna somehow.
Well, wait. If I'm Colin, as far as I know, I am now the Herald of the Wild Hunt. Correct? I'm the leader of it.
You are the leader of it, yes.
Can I mount Hospedale?
Jesus Christ.
Well,
It's
Like,
less. It's less about.
Personally,
It's less
Yeah,
about
before-
mounting Hospedale and more about necromantically controlling Hospedale, because it is an
Oh,
undead
okay.
creature.
Yeah.
Never mind.
and frankly,
Lion
like
do that.
this is we're crossing into like really bad territory with this one. I'd honestly would really not like to corrupt
Alright, I've got the
more of
Redeemers.
you.
I have updated the Redeemers shit. He's
Well-
got a new token.
Why don't we do multiple? Why don't we have multiple people mount it then?
We'll
That
put an
could
ad on
be-
Craigslist.
Oh,
Line up.
so-
Mount the World Dragon.
Klaus, you can explain to them. Hasphodel is not like a single mount creature. It is like a moving platform. It is almost like an airship of itself. It is. Whenever I say it's massive, it is. Even though, even not using all of its parts, you've got enough parts of its original being plus other dragon parts. It is not like riding a dragon where you're all squeezed on the back. It is like riding a big moving platform.
oh wait.
Kind of like I was about to say floating city. but
It is
that's
like-
probably too
Okay.
big.
It is like the Bismarck fight in Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
it's the whole
14.
ass mountain
It's
range.
a almost like an island in and of itself. Well, not an island's
Okay.
probably too big, but it's enough that
So-
everybody could stand on his back and like walk around.
This is Deathwing, right? Like basically like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Deathwing.
it's huge.
So, question, Klaus. If Baba Yaga were to be thrown into the equation, or the witches that are part of my coven,
Yeah.
between the bunch of us, we might have enough juice to make something or make a spell to control it. Because I
What
guess,
would that take? Because Baba Yaga does.
well, she's more or less. I am the one that would ask the witches. We don't have to have Baba Yaga involved, but we'd have more spellcasters
Okay.
and more of the darker side of magic, I guess.
I mean, yeah, they are more. I guess already corrupted than anything else, but like, but I imagine there's a price to be paid, and I'm honestly trying not to split that amongst third parties. I guess.
Can the
I guess
Green
that makes
Lady
sense.
resurrect things?
No,
Who?
She told me as such.
Oh,
she
okay,
she's a
okay.
being that of life, not of undeath.
She
Oh, okay.
she abhors the concept, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm honestly desperately trying to avoid third parties as much as possible on this one, just
I mean, that's
because
fair.
of like, the nature of what we're doing is pretty fucking wild.
Also, I mean, I guess the Redeemer's always listening, but if he's the one that's kind of thought of the idea, does he have a kill switch for Hospedale for when we don't need it?
Uh,
'Cause it's all
I'm gonna
fine and
pop him.
dandy
I'm
if
gonna
we-
pop him out for that one.
It's
Honestly,
all-
I'll just-
Yeah, it's all fine and dandy if we release Hospedale in the army and he helps us. But the second
Yeah,
we
that's-
win, if it turns around and then destroys, what's left of Stallreich.
All right,
yeah, it's kind of a wash at that point.
All right.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Are we planning this in character or out of character? Because that'll depend on how I say this next thing.
I'm doing it.
I'm,
feel like
I'm doing
yeah,
it.
you
Yeah,
should
I'm
do
doing it in
everything
character.
in
I'm doing the
character,
accent.
Well, I was
Yeah.
asking. I
You
was
hear the
asking-
accent?
I was
He's been
asking-
working on it for 4 years.
I was asking questions out of it, so I was making sure. Well, I'll say
No,
this.
you're good.
Well, I'll say in character. Well, I mean, Hospedale's a god. How do we know if we
He's
don't?
not a
use all
god.
the-
He's a progenitor. He's whatever above a god is.
I just kind of stare at Ito for a second and go. So Hospedale's a god.
Yeah.
So how do we
All
know
right,
if we don't just put
Ito looks at Henley and says, "You know how big beast eat little beast?
Look, I'm stupid, not 5.
A progenitor is bigger than God."
Well, it beside the point. Continue, Handley.
How do we know if we don't just put all the bones together if he'll just come back because god magic stays there and he just does it himself?
Well,
Are you
that's
asking
where-
if he's gonna beat us to the punch?
If Hospital? No, I'm saying maybe. He
Oh,
just comes,
man.
Maybe Hospital just comes back if we put all the bones together because he's
I-
a god and he just does god things.
I mean, it's the Redeemer that's come up with this big brain scheme, right?
I
For the
know.
most
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, I'm just
Well,
saying. How
then
do we do it not like a
fucking-
how do we know he's not
Then
like
ask
Yeah,
him,
I'm-
Henley. Have him
I'm bringing-
convince
Well,
you.
that- I would be
I'll
asking
bring
him
out
right
the
here.
shadow. Yeah, well, no, he's been. I really don't like phrasing like this, but he's been inside me the whole time.
Hell
so
yeah.
I
I'm
say
gonna
he
bring him
listens
out.
to you literally constantly.
All right. If you want to bring the Redeemer out.
Yeah, I'll bring him out.
Oh no!
Woo! I love that picture. Actually, that's fucking great.
All right. Slowly, the wide-brimmed hat forms first and seems to float into the air. And even though he is still a dark, shadowy shade, ever burning are the darkened glasses that burn with fires that he set in villages, as he killed people, bringing half of populations to life for his own plan, to basically save the kingdom, which, not the wisest plan. While the Redeemer himself was not wrong about the prophecy, he was wrong about the way he went about trying to do something about it. And he sort of stands there, sort of staring, cocking his head. And he says, "Well, you don't have to repeat the question to me. I heard you the first time, young man. And I can tell you that I've thought about this. Of course, it's going to be a powerful beast, to be sure. One that is massive and strong, but it is not. It is still, at the end of the day, but a pale reflection of its former power. Just a spark of it. I imagine it will certainly be powerful. It certainly will not be its previous amount of power. One that ruled over these lands with such dominion that it took a conclave of new gods to cast it down."
Yeah, but I'm just saying maybe there's enough leftover magic that it'll do it itself, like when you put a puzzle together.
Well, that would make things much easier, I would think.
Well, that's all fine, but like I said, kill switch? How do we stop it once we're done?
We're summoning a dragon the size of a mountain range. You really think that's gonna have a kill switch?
I mean, maybe it'll just run itself out.
Any spell that is ever crafted has a trigger and can be ended, right? So unless it hijacks it and takes it over like Henley thinks is possible,
Well, no,
yes,
I'm
it
not even,
should.
I'm not even saying it'll take over it. I'm saying that we'll just put the bones together.
It'll just do it on its own, yeah.
Yeah, that's what
So-
I'm thinking. It's not even us. If you assemble enough of it, it'll just bring itself back. Because why else would the bones be scattered like this?
Yeah.
Do we
Well,
know
we
why
are
the
not
bones
using. we're not using all of the original parts though. We are using
Pieces of
only
it.
a handful.
Well, no. What I'm
Yeah.
asking though is why were the parts of it scattered to begin with?
Because he was literally as long as the entire continent of Stalreich. That
Oh,
wasn't
so
that
it's-
wasn't
it's-
that wasn't an
Jackson is right
exaggeration.
left.
He
Yeah,
was
no, I was not
literally-
kidding. He's
Yeah.
he's
The
actually
entire-
the
Oh,
mountain
He
range.
is literally the mountain range.
I know just the way that Colin described it. I thought
Yeah.
like the bones were like scattered.
They were scattered, but they were also valuable. So when people
I think
found
I
them,
think Rick is saying were they scattered purposefully?
probably
Were they
not.
scattered with intent?
Yeah.
Chances
Yeah.
are the ones that were found were like,
is it a-
"Ooh."
We must spread the bones to the four corners of the world to prevent the dragon god from returning.
It's
I
more
don't think
Yeah.
so.
it's more like, ooh, this
Time.
very rare dragon bone. People that actually know what they were looking for. This is probably valuable. Like we should probably take
Yeah.
this and sell it.
Well,
The
long
Chinese
story-
ground it up and huffed it.
True.
There were-
Long story short, I just want assurances from the Redeemer himself that everybody agrees upon that, said Hospital giant weapon will be dismantled or removed after the fact.
Well, maybe the magical won't be enough to sustain it, and it'll just kind of go out and then burn out and stop.
Yeah, once again,
We
the suggestion's
also-
fine, but I want to hear the Redeemer himself, the
We
master
also
planner
don't know
here,
for
say it.
sure. We also don't know for sure that it'll survive the battle because I mean it's also a fraction of its original power, and we're taking on the Queen of Black Everfrost.
Don't
Yeah.
spells have time limits? Can't we just cast a spell that has a time limit on it?
I don't know, and something that big. and that
He sort of says, to tell you the truth, I have thought about this to some extent. I obviously have gone to great lengths to assure that the nation of Stalreich will be left for my family to continue to rule over, and so I had made plans of sorts to see that the dragon was not able to just go wild across the lands. I had plans for a particular concentration upon it. It would be difficult, but one that could be maintained.
Well,
Is that something that I would need to be like concentration is something like is he talking about concentration like the mechanic itself?
Yes, you would not be able
Is that
to
something that
cast concentration spells.
okay? So is that something that I would need to be removed from? I guess the fray in order to participate in.
I imagine that between the two of us, we can maintain the concentration on it.
can I do some type of check? Because I feel like juice that strong might just burn fucking Klaus's brain out.
I got another question.
Or do I feel like that would be harmful to fucking Klaus to do anyway?
My lord, the wolves are at your doorstep and you've been offered a golden gun to fucking do something about it, and you've got questions. I can see why you are so apprehensive about my own methods when you're so tentative about doing what it takes to save what is your homes and your people.
Okay. Here's another thought I have. So the Redeemer is possessing Klaus's body, right? From what I understand.
No, he's bound
No,
to
he-
it.
Finish
he's
Shadow.
bound to him. It's more like a parasitic concept. He's not
Well,
in control.
could we unbind him and then put him in the bones and him just be the dragon?
That's not something I want to think about.
Well, perhaps you could.
Because then we don't have
We-
to worry about going out of control because it's just the Redeemer.
Well,
Henley over here going, we beat him once. Safe bet, right?
Put him in a dragon god! We'll beat him again!
Yeah,
Well, also there wouldn't need to be a control. He's sentient, so he
Guys.
can just.
Guys, he's a dragon god. Yeah, but he's the Redeemer. We fucked him up before. We were like level 4. Come on, guys.
right. Fucking
I-
Henley over here writing checks that he doesn't know he can
Yeah.
cash.
I mean, that's
Hang on,
that's-
hang on. The doesn't know is the important word here. Henley is a moron. He is just trying to help.
Yeah. Okay. So
True.
while we're at it, let's just bring my dad back from the Cathedral of Ash and put him in there too.
No, but
Look, he's
Yeah,
probably got like
your dad
100
has
ribs. Just
your
bind
dad
one
has
to
bad
each rib.
intentions. From what I understand, the Redeemer doesn't.
It's true. The Redeemer does just want Stallreich to continue.
That's true.
Yeah.
He just had bad ways that he went about it.
Yeah. That's what and he doesn't. And he hasn't really done anything to harm us since then.
I don't know that he has the capability.
Yeah, I don't know if
Speak for
that's
yourself.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about magic. So I don't know what he does to your body.
Ito looks at Klaus and says, "Klaus, we've offered like multiple times to make your problems go away, and you have told us no every time."
That was the eyes talking, not me.
Yeah.
But
Do, do you want to get to like? Let's we can do that now.
Also,
do we have that liberty? I don't think we do.
also,
I mean,
if
we're
we
talking
all-
about resurrecting a dragon god at the moment. I don't think we can.
If we bind his soul to the bones, then can't we create the terms? Can't we create the kill switch that way? Because we can decide when it unbinds.
I mean,
you're-
theoretically.
You're talking about creating a spell, which is
Well, is there not-
ultimately
Is there not a spell
We-
that does that? I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
we the way we are currently and the resources we have, that is not far from possibility.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we might be dragging Baba Yaga into that at that point, or Vecna, but
Yeah, but I'm saying
we,
if we,
we would have to absolutely make a decision
Alright,
on who we're
hang on.
bringing into that.
yeah.
fold.
We probably need to just make a tier list. So who's the worst? Because I feel like
Vecna.
it's Vecna,
Yeah.
and then after
Vecna
that's Baba
probably-
Yaga,
Probably.
and then
No.
after that is Aruna Dad.
actually no. At this point, Baba Yaga's probably lower than Aruna's dad.
Really? Okay. All right.
Probably.
Based on
I
what
mean,
a
she
Baba-
has, she
and
has
Apple
less.
tell us.
She has less. Yeah.
Baba is in check and she has what she wants. We just have to
Follow
make
up.
sure
Follow
that
up
she
to
wouldn't
Baba
get
being
anything.
in check.
But
Aruna Dad is dead, which is the only state of matter I want him to exist in.
but
Also,
would Baba Yaga not love an opportunity to acquire more? That's what I'm more
But
worried
with
about.
Baba
than anything
Yaga,
else.
she's bound to the deal we make with her. So if we make one that we can make sure it's within our confines.
Also, with it's not something that I particularly want to dabble in, but if we're worried about people being bound by deals, that's within my power now.
I mean, I'm already bound to a deal. I'm not sure I can even make another one.
Yeah, it's called
Yeah.
marriage. Adelaide's standing right behind
Yeah.
you.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm in two
Amazing.
deals.
But
One for my
no,
eternal love, one for my eternal
Got it.
soul.
Gotta sign that enchanted prenup, bud.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta go to the bathroom.
She can have
Happy
my
or
all. She can have all my nothing.
Adelaide calls you a himbo and says she'll blow your hunting horn.
Mm.
Yeah, that's about right. That's probably what the prenup says.
No, the prenup literally says, "Lol, you can't read."
It does. I literally put an X where my name was.
There's X's on contracts, right? I've seen that.
Can we just shake on it? That's what we did where I was from.
What do you think Venta True Cloud's doing right now? What do you think Joseph Smoke is doing right now?
The
Isn't he
same
with the Link
thing.
to SARS?
Yes, I think both of them are
They're both masturbating vigorously.
I hope so.
together forever.
Good old chain cranking. I'll be right back after this.
Oh wait, what's Reed doing right now?
Honestly, I've been making a cheesesteak, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. It sounds like we're just talking with the Redeemer.
We're trying to kind of formulate a plan of what is the worst thing
Yeah,
that
but
could happen.
what does Reed want to do?
Oh, what's Reed want to do?
I mean, Reed would want to
You're coming to
revive it no matter what, but like,
you're coming toward not just with in regards to that, but in general. You're coming towards what could be a fight that could very well end with you or your friends dying, you know?
I mean,
Other
diligent
question.
training, prayers to Kellenvor to protect everybody.
Can Kellenvor bring him back?
How does
Kellenvor doesn't work that way, really.
How does-
He's more of the dead should stay dead.
Kellenvor feel about undeath? Not great.
Yeah, well, we'll tell him that it's only temporary.
The question is, Lou, does Reed know that he has family out there?
Well, yeah, he did talk about that a while ago.
And he has a sister on the boat with him. How would Reed feel about that?
Nope.
She's
I mean, going
she's
to
been
this-
training under you.
I think we've got enough on our plates that I don't want to divide her attention to that right now.
She's gonna master the blade. She's not very good at the blade.
Well, I believe the idea was that she needs to go into the arcane arts and study that to learn how to basically dispel the circus.
That is a potential.
I
thing.
forgot about the fucking circus. Oh my god.
Oh, maybe if we show the King of Black Everfrost the delights of the circus and having fun, that he'll stop killing us.
I mean, interestingly enough, in the circus you have access to another primordial progenitor being. The Ringmaster existed before the gods as well.
True.
Circus predates all of human history.
Technically, yes.
That's why, much like the Huntmaster, there must always be a ringleader.
There must always be a Ringmaster.
Okay, so yeah.
Tommy,
okay,
were you here for the problematic tier list?
Yes.
Okay.
So we need Dragon Leash.
I
Dragon
don't
Leash,
like that.
very important.
Can we
Dragon
choose
Leash.
a different term?
No.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. We'll use Dragon Harness because we don't want to choke our dogs. Eh,
Well, you know how I mean they're evil, so why not bad dragon harness?
Evil?
Is Reed going anywhere? Because I have my list of people that need to teleport places.
Would Reed like to go anywhere?
Yeah, Aruna Uber is in service.
Yeah.
Don't believe anywhere that Aruna would be able to.
That is
Aruna
not-
has plane
Aruna
shift
can go
and teleport.
literally anywhere that she's ever seen.
Into the Underdark, where she hasn't been.
The people in the Underdark got out, I thought.
Oh, they did.
I thought they did.
It is currently March, so you were supposed to meet up in April, so there's a good chance they've at least gotten out the Underdark by this point.
Let me see.
Shit, I've only got 1 month. Fuck.
We could just
Whoa.
go down there real quick.
Huh.
You've got 1 month for all you.
In and out,
The thing
real
is,
quick.
for all you know, they could already be there. They could show up early and just wait. You don't know exactly how long it would take them to get through the Underdark, but it's been a long time that they had to travel.
Where are we supposed to be meeting up with them?
Oh no, it's me. I'm meeting up with Cora at my monastery in April.
Well, I could take you to the monastery just to see if they're there already.
And I suppose we could, so I could also talk to the monks about what's happening.
Yeah. And then, well, the problem is the Underdark's so broad. Unless you have like an
Yeah.
object or a circle to go to, it would
Well,
just
we
kinda
know the
teleport
entrance
us.
that they fell in at, right?
They entered in
Wasn't it-
Ertzig. They didn't.
In Ertzig, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
But
an
but that was
exit
a
near-
long time ago. They
Yeah.
had time to travel.
True.
Okay, so I'm tentatively putting Reed needs to go back to his temple.
Possibility.
Yeah.
It is behind enemy lines as well, so.
Ito Cuthbert. Got it.
And the island, if possible.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean we have a month.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, oh god. Don't really want to go get a bunch of coven witches together, but also a bunch of coven witch.
All right. So you go. You make a post on Tumblr.
Yep. Karakwa and Henley are gonna go to the cult wall to look for people. Reed Monastery. And Klaus. Go to the vault. Oh boy.
We got So what was the final thing? Karakwa and Henley are going to Coldwood. Fair enough. Reed is
Ito.
going to Monastery. That's
Yep.
good. Yeah.
Ito is tentatively Cuthbert and his island, depending on what order we do things in.
Okay.
So if we're really gonna, you might as well put down that possibly Aruna and Klaus are gonna do Coven stuff or Feywild stuff, and we'll take Alakul with us
Okay.
because we might need the juice to do dragon bullshit.
Yeah, I feel like Alakul would be pretty okay with that.
Yeah. Plus, vampire stuff. I guess Venta, if Venta were here. would just go
Venta's
with
going
Ito.
with Ito. Venta's
Yeah.
gonna go visit his family.
That's easy enough.
I already wrote that
He should
down.
go to Asmodeus and team up with him again. Probably be good.
All right, Asmodeus is Elon Musk.
He's gonna be driving a fucking Tesla, Cybertruck.
The
or whatever the
Cybertruck.
Fuck this. Yeah, the
Must
fucking
Asmodeus.
9 hells.
Check it out. It's produced flame proof, and someone shoots a fireball at it and bursts the fucking thing.
Holy shit, guys! Pizza appeared all of a sudden. BRB.
Oh my god.
Check it out, guys. You can't fit a bike in the back.
Hey, Klaus. Hey, Klaus Beaver.
Yeah.
Do you want to go talk to Coven people to get more juice or not? You make your choice.
Let's go talk to Coven people to make more juice.
Okay.
Should I go talk to them? Maybe I can get any juice at all.
True.
Because frankly, dealing with Vecna is an absolute last resort.
Aruna,
Frankly, I'd rather keep your dad in my back pocket before Vecna.
Yeah.
Just saying, because he's kind of in check by him.
you can sit. Adelaide comes to you after. She'll come to you after the meeting, and she
Yo,
says, "You can contact people, right? Send them a message."
I mean, yes. And if you would feel more comfortable doing it with Ito, he can do it less times, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
up to
we
you.
have the same.
She also says, "No, it's actually quite the opposite. I worry that if I ask Ito, he'll get more worried. I had been receiving updates from Gen pretty regularly about the current state, and I haven't heard from him in almost
Am
3 weeks.
I overhearing this too? Is she like?
She would
Are
like
they
pull
telling-
Aruna
No, she-
to the side.
She took her into
Okay.
the side, so I
Okay.
can't hear it either.
I don't know if he's just so distracted. If you could send a message that I would like to speak to him. Failing that, if you're unable to contact him, maybe Adelindra. He is
Okay.
the general of the armies. But it's been a while. I would like to get an update.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do sending to Gen. First order of business, Gen. Are you safe? Adelaide is.
Concerned minds would like
Yeah.
to know.
My brain stopped working. Adelaide is concerned.
You get a message. We're all dead. LOL, JK.
Yeah. And wishes to speak with you if at all possible. And that's all I'll say.
Okay. You don't have to wait long before you receive a message. Tell her my apologies. Very busy.
Oh, no shit.
war effort goes poorly, but I am well enough. Sustained significant injuries fighting Bismarck.
Oh boy. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay.
But we'll contact her immediately. Wait,
Okay.
that's 25 words.
That's fine. I'd rather he tell her all that stuff than me like be a third party. But I'll tell her he's fine. And he said he'll get a hold of you as quick as possible, which may be instantaneous. And I kind of just like stare at her and see if she's getting brainwaves sent to her.
She sort of pauses. Okay, thank you. I wish I had that gift for the magical arts.
We can.
Is this her sitting here going, like, I wish you guys put levels in different ways, guys?
She's a paladin,
Yeah,
so.
true.
You misbuilt me!
Let me see something.
How do I respec on airship?
Yep. BRB,
I mean-
we gotta respec our entire NPC.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it's up to Gen to tell her how he wants to. Yeah. I mean, it's up.
He says
yeah,
he'll
it's
be in
between
touch,
them.
and he plans in the near future to visit us.
Well, shit. That's better news than I was expecting. Not to be, dour about the situation, but
And he says he's bringing guests.
okay.
I don't know what that means, but I imagine he'll bring Adelindra.
Well,
If there's
yeah,
anybody
most
that can
certainly.
inform us of the war effort, it's her.
Yeah, that is kind of what we have to plan.
She's a boss
And-
bitch. She eats Hershey chocolates for girl dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But-
no.
Yeah.
No.
I also
I
know you
refuse
don't.
to believe Adelindra is a girl dinner chick.
I know you don't want Ito to be concerned, but he's gonna have to, hear everything eventually if we're to actually work cohesively and actually make this work. Along with, I'm sure you heard the big fuck off dragon plan with Klaus, which I'm
She-
not sure anybody's gonna be game for.
She looks at you, and there's almost a fierce look in her eye as she says, Ito is an expecting father. He has a wife. He has a child on the way. His duties are to them. I am a grown woman. I am the leader of this country. The burden should rest on my shoulders, and I would not have it unduly rest on someone else's. Especially someone that has been so good to me over these years, over this year.
Ito didn't hear any of that, but
Mm,
Connor
no.
did, and Connor's pretty fucking proud.
She is not the
I-
child that she was.
Yeah, I appreciate the sentiment, but even adults need to share the burden on occasion. And if Ito did find out you were withholding things from him, I think the way he views you, it would greatly upset him.
We obviously will be able to speak more on the matter whenever Gen arrives. Until then, if I have burdens that I wish to unload, well, I have a partner that I have chosen to share them with. You understand?
Yeah, Henley is a great conversationalist.
Oh, I was talking about his boar, I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
Steinhertz
guys
can
do
listen. Steinhards can listen for days.
Oh
do you,
no.
Do you
we
do each other's nails and talk about boys?
I like to paint his tusks sparkling purple.
Mm.
Amazing. Okay,
Her
I'll
tusks,
get pizza,
technically.
Colin.
All right.
Get pizza. Do something else.
All right.
Bedazzle the boar.
We'll go for a quick pee break because I have to pee. I've been drinking, so. But that's a good role-playing set. It helps to drink during role-play sessions so I can act it out without feeling embarrassed about myself. All right, now that
I
you,
have to finish my beer in 3 minutes.
well, that's fine. You can always, there's always more. Now that you've got your pizza, Tommy, we know that again, we'll be arriving with guests eventually.
Finished it.
Not immediately, but where do we want to go first?
Who wants to have their own little RP session first?
I'll do it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, where are you going first?
Don't you need
two.
Max?
Tomb of Saint Cuthbert. No, I don't. Max is an empty seat even when he's here.
Max is.
Rep.
I say Max isn't needed for Cuthbert for sure.
He got better. I'm gonna be real. Like, he got better, but man, is it still? But yeah, I'm gonna go to Cuthbert.
You know, that's fucking life. You live your life a quarter mile at a time. What can you do? All right. You. Hold on. Bring up the old Strike of Ice and Iron. Control F.
Actually, to cut out the middleman, we'll just have Vecna bring Cuthbert to us. That'll go well.
How do you? Well,
He just goes across the street and knocks on the door.
how do you think?
Okay.
How do you think Loth Mater would feel that Cuthbert took one of his demigods?
Right.
Let me see. All right. Saint Cuthbert's tomb was before Aruna's time.
Oh, that's rough.
Could
Do
I?
you have anything
could I?
from the tomb?
So you'll have to I mean, he does have something from the tomb. Technically, his
I
sword.
did. Yeah.
That counts, right? Yeah.
It's kind of
Familiarity.
changed states.
It's changed.
Associated
It's
object.
changed states, but it is technically the same thing. It still use the same hilt technically.
I can also could I bring up hallucinatory terrain and kind of like make a visual of it.
You are able to show a iron door that says, "Herein lies the resting place of Saint Cuthbert." Hell yeah! Thank God for
guess
these
between-
notes.
Yeah, I guess between that and the sword could probably do it.
All right. All right. What spell are you casting? Just teleport.
Teleport.
Teleport. Roll a D100.
Man, I hope we go somewhere we don't intend to.
That'd be crazy.
Well, that's pretty fucking high.
Can't believe he ended up in the weird sea.
Yup.
Always leads back to the damn weird sea.
Yep.
It would be funny.
Hey, I got
Hey, Bernesh, how you doing?
Oh,
Did you
by
want
the
me to come
way,
here? No.
He
Yeah, you know what? Forget the monastery. I want to go see my boy Metamurph.
I just want to tell you how good the 78 is. If you gave me the description, that would be on target still.
you are indeed on target
That's pretty good.
as you land with a loud sort of thud in front of this very door that says, "Herein lies the resting place of Saint Cuthbert." The door still sits closed, and yet you've already been here before. You know that it yielded to your hands. You, a a goodly paladin, merely having to press up against it, were able to push it open. And indeed, as you approach the door and place your hand on it, you find it gives as easily as the door to a blushing maid's quarters for you, as it sort of slowly opens and you find yourself looking into a columned hall with a large fountain at the end. A very fountain where before you gave a sacrifice, seeing the inscription above it that says goodness requires sacrifice. Here is where you first began walking your sort of dual path, torn between loyalty to Stalreich itself and loyalty to yourself and your ancestry, torn between Saint Cuthbert and the Green Lady. A path that ultimately led you into the bosom of the Green Lady. And yet it was the aid and the assistance of Saint Cuthbert that led you there. I'm not gonna make you fight a bunch of ropers again, like the last time you passed.
You know, I was actually concerned about that.
You would just blast through them, because this was game 28 and it took place on June 21st, 2020.
Wow.
I just would like to state for the record that Colin Clark takes really good notes. You're a good GM, Colin.
Yeah. Wait till you find out.
I
Not
stopped
only
taking notes
Actually,
when I realized
I've wanted to ask this for a while. When we're done, can you tell us how many pages of notes you have?
no, because it's not that sort of thing. It's a Google. It's like an Excel sheet.
I thought you. Oh, okay. I thought you made a new page.
Nope,
for
it's
each...
like an Excel sheet. So I've just got summary, and it's just all the summaries. But I can even tell you that took place on, within the world's time, January 2nd/3rd of the year 733. You're currently in March 734.
So it's been, is that a year and a half?
It's been about that.
Oh shit, I'm actually like 21. They're close to that.
But there, it's the same fountain. However, now the fountain is frozen over because it is frigid. Here you took off your Green Lady and you dropped it in, and you sort of ducked your face in, but you are unable to pull yourself out. You realize that the holy symbol hanging around your neck had transformed into that of a beautiful silver cudgel. Realizing that the thing that you had sacrificed was the sureness, the assurance of the Green Lady, his blind devotion to the Green Lady. That is what your sacrifice was.
Yep. Probably one of my favorite sessions in this campaign.
But here you are.
So, okay. Real quick, is the original sacrifice still there?
Technically, yes.
Okay, is it? I didn't really understood this. Is it physically in the fountain? I just can't get it.
No.
Okay, it just like it vanished. Okay.
It was your sacrifice was realistically an abstract thing. The actual necklace is the exact same necklace, but it had been transformed. But the sacrifice still is there, that being obviously the devotion.
Okay.
Is Aruna there? Aruna's like,
I'm letting people.
what the fuck is this place? There's like a moldering carpet. What the fuck is this shit?
I'm keeping the car running.
No, I would ask Aruna to come in.
Oh my god, I don't want to RP everybody's side missions.
Too bad, Tommy.
Alright.
You do know.
Look, you don't become a high level mage without this being like part of the.
Tommy,
the
get Shelby in here. We're swapping her out. We're swapping you out.
Oh my
No,
I'm
god.
gonna
it's either ass, gas, or grass. Okay.
I'm gonna grab.
Alright.
This college gonna
I'm
keep
gonna
running.
grab another beer.
We're swapping you out for a better role player.
Damn.
Tommy, I won't make you RP for mine.
That's okay. I was just kind of bullshitting because I'm eating.
What are you eating? I know
Pizza.
pizza, but like what type of pizza?
Buffalo chicken pizza
That's pretty good.
and
Hell yeah.
pepperoni and sausage.
Did you get Domino's?
Yes, and lava cakes. In fact.
I mean, their lava
Good
cakes are
lava.
pretty fucking good. The thing is, if I get a dessert, I always get their cinnamon twist. I don't know what it is about cinnamon twists.
Yo, you know what you need to try? You need to try chicken, bacon, and spinach on white sauce.
I get
That's a fucking great pizza.
Oh yeah.
I get cinnamon
back.
twists with extra icing, like one extra icing. I love icing.
Yep, yep.
All right, Ito. I mean, you're looking at this fountain.
That's a fucking fountain.
Runa, can you do something about this ice
Oh.
without destroying the fountain?
Me queuing up Fireball and then having to hit escape to cancel Fireball.
99%.
Yeah. Ha ha ha. I do have Firebolt. If I just hit the ice, won't like
I mean,
destroy the fucking
it's-
magical statue.
it's fine. You know, I
Yeah, I
get
figured it was the case.
I get the idea. You go up and you place your hands on the sort of stony bowl of the fountain, and slowly the ice begins to melt away.
Yo.
It makes a cold pool of water.
Awesome. I am going to.
Stick your face in there.
Actually, kinda, yeah.
Okay.
He's done it before.
I'm
again.
going
No one said he was
to.
a smart man.
I'm going to plunge my face down into the fountain.
All right,
Oh, boy.
Ito dies by drowning. What a weird way to die in this epic campaign. You slam your face into the water, and you initially see what merely looks like the bottom of a stony basin. And as you are looking down there, sort of bubbles sort of slowly coming from out your mouth, the holy symbol sort of slowly sort of falls, and you can see it sink to the bottom. The length of chain sort of descending down to the bottom of the basin as the holy symbol sort of rests upon it. This holy symbol that was previously turned into a cudgel, as you were torn between two gods, and really two identities almost. Two loyalties.
I will reach out to it. Is any of this metaphorical, or do you mean literally it's laying there in front of me?
It is
I can
literally
see-
laying there in
Okay.
front of you, and you can see it.
Okay, yeah, I will reach out for it, for the original symbol, and I will take off the replacement.
Now this is metaphorical as you reach out to the symbol. It's not merely taking, you don't have to like take off the necklace and chain, just merely reaching out to it. As your hand clasps around the silvery symbol, you find it seems to clasp around nothing. And yet, something feels different. There's a warmth within you. Girding warmth. You find that you are not, perhaps you worried you would feel some sort of scorn from Saint Cuthbert. Some sort of denigration. Something would feel wrong, but you only feel the warmth of the Green Lady's light that resonates through you.
I will, I'm going to, like, pray, I guess you could say. And I will say, it has been 1.5 years since I met you. You have carried me this far, but I did say I would be back. And now I have discovered, with the help that you have given me, where I stand in this world. Thank you for all you have provided me.
There are no grandiose gestures. There is no boiling font of water, no holy light. You merely pull yourself away. And that in and of itself is its own sort of reassurance. Previously, when you put your head in, you almost drowned. They had to pull you out. Instead, you feel merely the gentle release of Saint Cuthbert. Saint Cuthbert, who sits in the halls of Lothmater, who has his own citadel of judgment within the fields of Bytopia. You walk a path that is not following Saint Cuthbert, but a path that walks parallel to it. One that sees the ever-blooming future of Stalreich, of Adelaide, of your family, of all the people here. Essentially, you are walking a similar path, but it is not one that is now girded by steely vengeance. The previous feelings that you had, feelings of loss towards the Green Lady, of abandonment. You walk alongside many gods now. Lothmater, the Green Lady, and Saint Cuthbert. And also Hospidel scores. He's probably going to be around here somewhere. he'll be around here somewhere. But yeah, that's what happens.
Yep. So I will take that off and actually, because I also have prestidigitation. I know Arun does. I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna make this place kind of nice,
All right.
a little nicer.
Mildewed carpet's not mildewy anymore. This week.
And then I would like to I keep forgetting I can fucking look up spells in Foundry because I'm a fool.
It's true. You can hit Control Space and look up spells and things.
Whoa, dude.
Pretty crazy. If you hit Control Space, and then you type in the the numbers to your debit card, as well as those 3 wacky digits on the back, and send them
Those
to me
3
on Discord.
wacky digits.
Oh my god, he's so smart.
Joke's on you, Tommy. I'm sending you a request from my Venmo account for all these sessions, so.
Oh, why is it to me though?
Because you've got a house.
Because you introduced him to Gareth.
It's
Oh,
true.
no.
You have debt to pay.
Yeah. You have to pay
You
all
got
of it.
hell to pay, boy.
I've tabulated the worth of this campaign to be $6.36. So,
Dude, I'm broke.
That's
We're
a lot
done.
of money.
all right, I'll go down to $5, but that's my final offer.
All right.
I am going to cast Hallow in a similar fashion that I did for Uller. That takes 24 hours, so if Tommy needs to bamf and go do other shit, I'll be here.
I'll go ahead and tell you, that is an unnecessary spell. This is already hallowed.
Okay, I had a feeling, so I wasn't sure. So, I will leave, and I will close. I'll close the door. Maybe move some of the brush to kind of cover it up a little bit more, not completely, but like a little bit. And I will say thank you once more.
You turn from the fountain, and you can actually see the edges of it are beginning to once again rhyme with frost. That's not a fucking sentence. Rhyme with frost is not actual sentence. Alright, you see it's beginning to become lined with frost. As you turn, you can see down, basically there's a small, like, little hallway. You can see the final resting place of Saint Cuthbert. He does sit in a stony sarcophagus. You don't approach it, you merely regard it as you move away, moving back to the iron door. You shut it behind you. Once again, your hand finds it moves very easily as you shut it in place, and you once again regard those words. Then you make sure nobody will open it again. No one will disturb St. Cuthbert once again.
Tommy, you're a madman.
I like you literally have the door shut and you're like, wait a fucking second.
You leave Aruna in there.
No, no. So I came here with a different intent, but I liked this moment really good. So I'm not going to do that.
What was the original intent? Kill Tommy?
No, I was gonna try and raise dead St. Cuthbert.
That's
Not raise dead, you mean speak with dead, I hope?
Oof. That's
No, I was gonna try and raise dead St. Cuthbert.
Oh no.
What a sentence.
I'm
Oh,
really
no.
glad that Colin didn't mention his tomb until after we left. I couldn't remember if this was his tomb or if it was just like a monument.
No,
to
it
him.
it is indeed his tomb.
Okay.
But,
Nope. I like the scene as we have it.
I don't know.
Door shut.
I don't know if that would go as well as you hope it would.
It's hallowed anyway, right?
It is hollow. It is hollow.
That's true. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to
See
do
what-
it. So it was still funny idea. Okay. So that's me. If you want to, I can do the island later after somebody else goes.
All
I
right.
mean,
Well,
we're already on it. You might as well just do it.
too
right?
bad. Well, I
Or
mean,
wait for
you're
Max
teleporting
next
around.
time.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Is
you know,
Max coming?
Max is never gonna fucking show up. Nobody cares.
Okay.
He'll go to his
Okay,
family's
that's what I'm
house and be like,
saying.
"Hi,
Yeah.
mom and dad," and that's fucking the extent of it.
And then you'll get hit with a chancla, and then they'll all laugh about it and have churros.
Boy, isn't it good that I have green tuberculosis? I don't have green tuberculosis anymore. That's pretty sweet, right? Check out this
Yeah.
sword.
Dude, I
The
fucking
end.
love a churro. Can somebody give me a churro? I'd love a churro.
Beaver, you're drunk. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah. Thank
I mean, I'm not all
God.
that drunk. I've only had 3 beers. And like,
You
have
watched the
2 hours.
Panthers game.
Did
Yeah,
you know
you
that
got
if
drunk.
Carrington?
I did not.
Did you know that if
you
Carrington
found
wins-
out you found out the score of a Panthers game.
Hey Beaver, did you know that
That's
Carrington
true.
also doubles as a deep fryer so he can make churros in his stomach?
You know how he has blades that
Dude,
come.
fuck yeah.
You know how he has blades that come out like Guyver. He also has dildos that come out like that.
Mm.
So
Oh my
Amazing.
God.
Dude, hell yeah.
it's awkward to.
For the record, when you said you see the
Klaus up here is
tomb,
like, I can get the dildos and the churros? Oh my god.
It's awkward because it doesn't seem like dildos would work that well, considering the blades of Guyver come out like backwards from his wrists. But he finds a
The bottom
way.
left one.
Nipsey
Oh, shit.
Brightbuckle loves it. He's like,
for the
If-
for
If
the record,
Arthas,
when you
Cody, if
Oh my
Arthas
God.
had gotten a churro instead of purging Stratholm,
that,
all right.
the guy on the right though.
There's not a rush. We will go to Ito on the island after someone else. All right,
Okay.
Aruna, you return back. You take Ito back to the airship.
yeah,
Ito is now more fulfilled and more sure in his own faith. Who wants to go next?
I think Karakwa and Henley should, or Reed. That's just me.
It's a role-playing
I mean,
session.
I'll do it
so.
if they're not.
I mean, it doesn't
I
matter.
think-
Is Cody even there?
Cody's- I can see
Okay,
him.
well, he was up for a while, so
I was putting cookies away.
Do we want to go back to
I
shitty
had a
cold place? To
potluck,
look?
Sound like-
Nora's got a
what, like a
potluck,
fucking
so we
sex
gotta make
thing?
cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
You going to
Cody,
Friendsgiving
you-
or something?
We did Friendsgiving last night. It's a work potluck for
I
her
don't-
work and my work.
I don't have any friends, so I can't do Friendsgiving.
I know.
Colin, we're your friends.
We don't do Friendsgiving.
Dude,
We don't. That's
Also, my family's not doing Thanksgiving because they're all going. They're all married, so they go to their other families. I kind of get stuck here alone.
That's right. I had Thanksgiving with just my grandmother because everyone else is going to Virginia.
Jesus Christ! All the way to Virginia for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, that's where my grandfather lives.
All right,
Is
I'm
he-
gonna flip a coin.
I
if
was
this
okay.
is how we're
I was
do
gonna say, is he dying?
No, he's
a long way to
racist.
go.
All right, Rick.
He's not
Is he-
dying, he's just
Wait,
racist.
he's racist. Is he Asian? So he's racist against white people, or
No, he's white. He's racist against black people.
oh, well
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Oh,
well
that's
that's
normal.
different. That's okay.
Hey, Rick.
What?
Heads or tails?
It's gonna land on its side.
Heads or tails, damn it.
Heads or
Heads.
tails is a side.
You say
It won't be
heads?
laying on its
As
head.
an
You-
animal person, tails.
Oh, perfect then. Henley and Croc will go first.
All
Fucking
right.
furries.
It's true.
Where are you teleporting
Why
to?
does this look like this dude's choking, like trying to throw a cock with that churro?
Because he is.
Look at
I'm taking them to the cult wall. They're
Look,
looking
if-
for
If
the
you had
Tide
lips like
people
that,
and
wouldn't
blah,
you?
blah, blah.
If I had lips that look like they're from a minstrel show, no.
I don't know what that means.
they do kind. They look kind of shy. Jacques
Oh my
for
god.
sure.
You can introduce churros to the druid circle into Henley's village while you're there. Go ahead.
It's gonna start another industrial revolution in this village. We can't have that.
Cody, do you want to do first or want me to go first?
It's all
Uh,
it's all the fucking same time. Let's meld these things together.
Yeah.
I'll go first because I've been kind of backgrounding it today. I'll go first.
All right.
All right.
I mean, we're teleporting both of you at the same time.
I know,
so-
No,
like
but,
two different
yeah.
conversations is why I was
Yeah,
asking.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get you.
but I've been kind of backgrounding, haven't participated today, so I'll go first.
All right. So you're heading back, hoping to get in touch with Lucia and Lyra of the Crashing Tide Druids, the twin brother and sister. Previously, a schism that had appeared within the Crashing Tide Druids, as both brother and sister had tried to claim the Clashing Tide totem for their own, as to take the mantle of Crashing Tide from their father. You helped solve that situation as they realized the Crashing Tide doesn't necessarily have to be one person. So Luciel, well, it's Luciel and Lyra. Is there
Those words, yeah.
a, well, like I said,
I'm sorry, I'm dying over here. Go ahead. I was listening though. I'm sorry.
I
What
mean,
were you asking? I'm sorry.
no, I was talking about Luciel and Lyra, the Crashing Tide Druids. How you helped heal the schism within the Crashing Tide Druids, because their
Yes.
father had been the previous Crashing Tide, and he had not really named an heir, and both had claimed basically one half of the Crashing Tide emblem, and you helped them
There was
deal
a
with.
more, for lack of better way of where I could think of right now, a more conservative and liberal way of thinking of how they were wanting to do
Well, they
outsiders and like world events and stuff like that.
they had both had shared different views, with one wanting to
Yeah.
focus within and one wanting to go out and help
Focus
the
without.
world. Basically. But you help them resolve that and realize, there's not an heir of the, or you're both heirs to that, and you really need to work together to bring the Crashing Tide Druids into a better future, a brighter future of being killed by a King of Black Everfrost.
Yes.
They are Water Ganassi.
Yes.
The
Just
Ganassi
like how we
twins.
saved Henley's village from like oppression and fucking industrialism, and now we're gonna march them off to war as cannon fodder.
Chances are they've
Well-
already been marched off to war as cannon fodder. This was many
Fuck,
months
yeah, we're ahead
ago.
of the curve. Let's go.
All right,
Onward to battle.
but where exactly are you teleporting to? Henley's hometown?
Oh wow!
Are you teleporting towards the
wow.
camp? What are we saying wow for?
Because I came in.
Max is
here.
here.
Oh, Vent to True
I'm
Cloud.
fucking pissed because my friend. I'm not even gonna get into it.
Oh wait.
I'm not even.
No,
gonna
hold on, hold
Alright.
on, hold on.
We got
No,
a
hold
second,
on,
come on.
hold on. I'll pause.
Show
All right,
them.
all right, all right.
Okay.
You
That's
were
a little
plan-
too
you were-
Rapunzel.
you
He's
are-
not wearing a bra. She
It
has no
won't.
camera.
It refuses to make Adelaide ugly.
Oh my
It's
God, there's
impossible.
more.
I tell you.
It's fucked up. You can't make
I
ugly
couldn't
people.
get the crown like at all. I was trying to do the badge for the hussars, like the regimental emblem, and
Oh my
it
God.
hates the crown of nails so much.
Yeah.
Why does that airship look almost exactly like the one that Colin has for the thing?
Because
I mean, I don't know
so
why you guys
it,
are having so much trouble.
It's
making
pretty
ugly
generic
shit.
airship.
Like, I put in ugly, and Reed turned into fucking Rumpelstiltskin.
so no, the thing is like it can do one or the other. You're either a Tumblr like Tumblr Girl or an actual
Oh,
model.
all
or
right,
you're
all right,
hideous.
all right. You tell. All right, Aruna, can you give me how? Where'd my pencil go? I lost my pencil.
Is it on your ear?
No, it was attached to my book. Oh, here's a pen. Here's a pencil. Fuck it. All right, about. It's got a sans spur attached to it.
Oh shit.
Okay, how quickly are you going through these teleportations? Are you waiting a day? Are you just blasting them off fast, or?
Blasting fast and eating ass.
That is how
Whichever is
urgent-
funnier.
The way to
It
channel.
depends.
Like I said,
depends on
you've
how
got
urgent people
you've
think.
got a month, so
I mean, like, how urgent is everybody's business? All right, good answer, guys.
I would say mine's
my-
like bottom tier.
Mine is
'cause
not.
We need to fucking have like, I guess, all hands on deck just in case this goes fucking awry.
Mine is not urgent, but Ito will not progress the story until he visits his home.
Yeah. Well, how about
Cody-
handling across?
Cody and I are trying to rally troops, aren't we? So that's probably first, and we should probably do it quickly.
yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, like, do you do it like the same day as St. Cuthbert, or do you like wait a day?
Do they have a teleportation circle? I don't remember.
They
I don't remember.
technically do not. I mean, it's a one that had previously wanted more isolation.
Okay.
Even after the Industrial Revolution, there was not a teleportation circle.
We'll do this one immediately because
That being said, you've been
My-
there, so
yeah, my teleports back are vastly more. I have more teleports back than I do teleports to.
okay.
'Cause I can just do teleportation circle, which is a lower spell thing. But if that one's urgent, we'll do both of these in the same day, and then we'll probably take a break.
Fair enough. All right. You go to Karakwa and Henley after Ito has returned, bearing. It's not a new holy symbol, it's an old holy symbol, technically. It's the one he had previously, before it was transformed. But you go to Karakwa, Henley, and tell them that you're ready to transport them to Wilderstadt, to the heart of the Kultwald, the Cold Wood, and to gather them together, and with that familiar sucking sensation, you pull them to the heart of the Cold Wood. And even with the ever-encroaching Raiders and King of Black Everfrost, the Coldwood's not that different. Perhaps the snow is a little bit thicker, but the Coldwood is named for a reason. It's named that for a reason. It is ever sort of dark and cold and covered in snow during the winter months and spring months and early or the sort of late fall. So, Henley, you're right at home. And yet, Wilderstadt is largely a ghost town. You don't see the hustle and bustle of people moving down the streets. Previously, you would have seen, on any given day, even whenever it was a small village, people moving to and fro with sleds that had waterproof hides lashed across game that were being pulled through the streets to be butchered, be sold, and spread amongst the rest of the people. Now it sits empty. A grim monument to... I was gonna say, a grim monument to capitalism. It is much more developed now. But you do see that the windows, these sort of... God, what is it? God, what's the way to describe it? They're glass windows, but they're old glass windows, so they're...
Like Gothic glass?
They are... There's a word for it. These old glass windows are
stained?
They're liquid, so they actually... The panes
Oh.
get thicker at the bottom. these sort of strange. It's hard to describe. There's a word for it, but old glass windows. The glass is technically liquid, so they over time they get thicker at the bottom, and it makes this distorted. The light comes through it distorted because it's passing through more glass, like in different parts of it. Regardless, they're frosted. They're frosted windows. You don't see orange light piercing through frosted windows. You don't see smoke rising from chimneys, save one.
Is it? I mean, okay, I go to the house, I knock on the door.
You go to
Wait. I know where fucking Crowder lives, right?
Crowder. Yep.
Yeah, I just go to Crowder's house.
That
I,
is
like-
the sole.
Oh, okay. That works out.
The sole chimney that has smoke coming from it is Crowder's house. A small estate, not one nearly the size of yours at this point, but yours sits cold and empty. As you go and you sort of knock on the door, there isn't an answer at first.
Well, I call out and I go, Crowder, it's me, Henley. Are you here?
Slowly, the sort of the door opens slowly, revealing a lit interior. There's nobody standing in the doorway, however. Roll a perception check.
Oh man, Colin's making me do combat.
It's to see Crowder railing your sister.
I don't.
Hell
think so.
yeah!
Do I have advantage, Colin?
It's a hearing check, so
I think I do. 1 second. Features. Beast. Where are my shifter features?
just say we'll say yes.
'Cause I'm pretty sure it's
You
hearing
can,
and,
yes,
and
and you can.
smell.
Yeah, you've got advantage. You're a hunter. You're the lord of the fucking wild.
With 11.
All right. Well,
How come every time I get an advantage, I roll like a 3 and a 4?
you
Anyways,
walk. You sort of make your way through the empty
Kwong
doorway,
rolls.
but you don't really catch anything until you said, "Don't." As Crowder had pushed open the door and stood behind it, he has his longbow taut, an arrow pointed at your back. Is it really you, or are you another one of them? What is your sister's name?
Fuck, Colin, I don't fucking remember. It's been so fucking long.
Fucking
1 second.
think about it.
I think I'm pretty sure I wrote.
Actually, I think
I-
it's in your character sheet.
I think it is.
What
No.
is the airspeed and velocity of an unladen swallow?
No.
Description. No, I don't have it anymore. I think I had to remake it. I lost it.
Oh
I
my
actually don't
god.
Wasn't my dad's like Gilgaden or something like that? No, that's
That's different.
was
That's a different
yeah,
one.
That's Oh my god, I really don't fucking remember. It's been so
Oh my
long.
god, really?
No, I honestly don't remember.
You don't remember what her name is?
She was my. I remember
Fantastic.
she was my younger sister. I don't remember any of my family's names at this point because it doesn't matter. It doesn't come up.
Why are my notes better than yours?
Why did I remake my character sheet? I wrote it down.
Because you take them.
All right. Roll a
Oh,
In all honesty, I don't think I remember my family's names either.
Henley would know what his sister's name is. So,
yeah, he would, but I don't. But Rick doesn't.
it's a slap on Rick's wrist, but you would
Rick's
as
I believe you are right. Though. I believe I had it in my thing, and then I think
You
when
did.
I remade my character sheet. I didn't move it over.
your sister is named Brutina.
Yeah, that's
I
right. Yeah,
I was gonna say Brunhilde, but I knew that wasn't right. Fuck.
I tell
Very
her.
close.
Yeah, I said my sister's name is Bertina. I left when I was 16 because I lost because I was accused of cheating by another family, and I came back.
Why is there a Space Marine eating McDonald's?
Why wouldn't there be
like,
a Space
look at-
Marine eating McDonald's?
Every now and then I glance, I bring up Discord again and just see the dumbest fucking shit. Like every time after this, after our D&D sessions, I scroll up through 100 messages of the dumbest shit that's been posted. Except for the Green Lady and Cortez, that's pretty good.
It is pretty good art.
What the fuck am I looking at? Is this the game,
I
the
typed in
shitty Mario
Warhammer
Brothers?
Or a 40k
Yeah.
Ultramarine eating at McDonald's.
No, I typed in guy with a sink that is broken, refuses to fix it, and is bullied.
Wait,
I told him to.
All
I
right.
told,
wait,
I told him to include Cracker Barrel to-go
I love
boxes on the
him.
counter.
I love him shaking the fist in the first one,
It's me.
wait.
and like he's tied up
Cody.
to the sink. It's
Slowly,
Okay,
slowly.
Put Fat Michael Sarah bullying Michael Sarah over it.
All right.
Oh my God. I'm
Shut
out
the
of-
shut
I'm
the
out of-
fuck up, Cody. Slowly, the bowstring loosens it. Well, you know, you ever watch
fuck up,
you ever watch Bozo dubbed over?
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Slowly, he unflexes the bowstring as he looks at you. Well, you picked a right unfortunate time to come back to Wilderstadt. Not many of us left.
What happened?
Well, snows came in, and then the army came in.
What army? Crowder, you gotta be more specific than that. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I don't know what army you're talking about.
Stahlreich army warned us about an oncoming storm, invaders.
I thought you meant the Black Everfrost army. And what did the Stalwark army do?
Well, they told us to leave. Told
And
us to.
where did they go?
Well, people here are built of a different. They're cut of a different cloth. We're fighters. Know these lands. We're skilled with a bow. Armies can use people that know how to shoot, and so many of us, including most of your family, joined up, whether to be fighters, to work in the camps and things like that, to hunt, provide whatever food they can, that sort of thing.
Well, I guess I suppose they got them for at least a good reason then. Well,
We
so
never-
How long have they been gone for?
They came through maybe a month ago, so started warning people. Most people were a little bit reluctant, but then we saw the first one, and he sort of goes to a chest and he rummages through it. Not for very long. It seems to be at its close to the top. He pulls out like a pauldron that's made of. It looks like a black obsidian.
Why did you keep that?
Well, I killed it, so.
That's impressive, Crowder. I mean,
Yeah. Saw just at the edge of. Like they were watching us, And
yeah.
I got this one, but that was enough to make most people think it's better to stay in a group, safe-like.
So where is everyone that's here then? Still, they just.
Most of them left. Those that didn't, we've always been more of a hunter-gatherer, nomadic type whenever it came to it. But I stayed.
Well, I mean,
I stayed because I
I-
thought you might come.
what? Okay. Why did you stay for me? You
'Cause-
shouldn't risk your life for me.
Because when we were fighting...
Finally, not knowing that he's attractive is my favorite.
Crowder
part.
says, because when we were fighting for our existence before, you were there.
Yeah, but I saved your life so you would live, so you should leave.
Well, it seems like I was right, because you're here now, so...
Shit, it's got you there.
Have you been talking to Madame Vestia?
Who the fuck is that? Is she hot?
Doesn't know. Colin, is Madame Vestia hot?
Yes, although she is 100 years old. She looks like she does look like Ava Green.
Oh, well, my response to him is, I'm married, Crowder.
Oh.
Pussy whipped, huh? I understand.
Well, she's the Emperor, so I'm more like Emperor whipped.
Damn.
That's, I mean, I can't argue with that.
I'm the Emperor too, technically.
He sort of looks at you and says, thought the Emperor would have been a little bit bigger.
What the fuck do you mean?
Henley's like 6'7". Have you seen the art? Goddamn.
Crowder,
Yeah, I am massive.
Crowder's as big as you are, so...
Oh, that's true. Man, that's no way to speak to your Emperor, I think.
He just sort of
Well,
looks at you and says, we never took a lot of, I don't know if you remember, we never took a lot of stock in what the Emperor had to say around here.
Well, you sure it's me?
Well, maybe we'll stop taking stock around here. I'm gonna walk to the Kings of Black Everfrost and join him.
No, don't. I've asked you to come to the opposite. Come join me.
Of
Give
course.
him a hug. I tell him I haven't been able to joke around with someone from here forever, and I appreciate it.
Oh.
He sort of pats you on the back and says, you know you didn't have to ask, really.
But no, I need everyone here, every able-bodied person here that will fight against the Black Everfrost to join us.
Most of them have. We're, like I said, hunters and fighters. We're not stupid, to be sure. He sort of motions around. Like I said, these are just buildings. They can be rebuilt. Family is what matters. Clan is what matters.
Well, will you join me then?
You don't have to ask, of course.
Okay. Do you want to just come with me? We were going to talk to the druids.
I'd be happy to talk to them. Happy to join you. They are, they're around. Like I said, they joined up much like the rest of us about a month ago. Seems that, whoever's in charge has a different sort of take for them. Apparently wanting them to turn into birds and the like and twit from tree to tree, coming back and see what they have seen, essentially. Burp.
Have you talked to the twins recently?
Not for a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. Are they still around?
Oh, I imagine they are. They, like I said, they're like the rest of them. When you're able to turn into a crow or a dove or whatever beast you want to, well, that gives you that lets you put eyes in certain places that people wouldn't notice. So the druid, they are acting as scouts. They're turning into like birds, like mourning doves and like snowy owls and things like that, and they're just keeping an eye on things. But of course, they're going to be included in that. Why, do you have another druid that would like to meet with them?
Yeah, it's like pointing to Karakwa.
Yeah.
He would.
The fuck is that? The
I mean-
Wildfire Herald? Oh my god! Oh my god, I've heard of you! We've met before!
Wow, that did not pick up at all. the
Your
voice I was
wild-
doing.
Your wildfire spirit's even brighter! Oh my god! My dick is
I've
so
had
hard!
I've had intense character development moments.
I can tell.
Your
You-
voice is different. I've had intense character development.
Jesus
I've
Christ!
also been sick, and lesser restoration won't fix it for some reason.
You look like you've
That-
been from
you
one
got hit
side
with
of the
that
world
feeble
to the
mind
other.
again.
Alright. I've got my bow and my longbow, and I'm gonna shoot this druid unless he tells me he's been from one side of the world to the other. And he pulls his bow. Have you been from one side of the world to the other?
Colin, I don't know where you're going with this.
I don't know where I'm going with it either.
Colin's drunk.
It's okay. We're all drunk.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Drink one
You need to
beer.
fix it
Drink
then,
one
bitch.
beer, Rick.
It's true.
Drink a beer.
Alright. Crowder tells you that, yes, indeed. Like I said, but your family and most of the other people have joined up, including the druids. Druids are a little bit easier to get into contact with. They are sentries, forward scouts. They turn into birds. They watch from the trees. Things like that. Baragua?
Big sip.
What?
Baragua.
What, I look like a fucking Filipino grandma? I can take little sips.
Do you want to drink like a Filipino grandma?
I mean, never been to the Philippines, so
Neither have I, but you know, I heard it's cool.
yeah. I mean, it's probably not bad unless you're a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Or gay.
Yeah.
Or wait, are the Philippines a Muslim or a Christian country? I forget.
Yes.
All I know is that
I
if
think Muslim.
Depends. It
I
depends.
know
on the
Indonesia. I know
president.
Indonesia is. I know
I'm pretty
Indonesia
sure-
is.
I'm pretty sure the Philippines are Christian.
if you
I think it-
Predominantly
I think
Christian,
it
but it's
flip-flops.
also got a whole lot of shit going on.
if you're a drug dealer in the
Yeah.
Philippines, that is a death sentence.
Yep, dude.
Yeah.
Durate.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, Durate's a fucking nightmare person.
What would you like to do,
Yeah.
Karakwa?
Approximately 90% of the Philippines is Catholic.
Damn.
I thought they had like a large Muslim population
No,
too.
you're thinking of Indonesia.
Yeah.
Maybe so. I thought it was.
No, and I think China too. China has a high Muslim population.
Well, they did.
Mm.
They still do. They're just all in a concentration camp.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You can't say that. Your social credit score.
All right.
Do they do censuses in concentration camps?
But here's the thing. The Philippines,
China.
the GDP of the Philippines is 394 billion, and the GDP of America is 23.2 trillion. So one of these is better.
Holy shit.
I'm fucking saying.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
Do some fucking
Well-
role playing, Cody.
I'm trying to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
I'm
no.
disappointed and angry. I'm all of the above times
Dad.
10.
Dad plus.
Dad plus. I would want to obviously search out to see if I could get in contact with the twins somewhere. I don't believe we had left any sort of like easy way for us to communicate with each other if need be, but
I mean, he said they're easy to get in touch with.
They're
I mean,
they're
like,
around.
specifically, we don't have like sending stones or something, so I would try to, hey, all right, let's go talk to some people to get in contact then. Make sure everything's going okay here, and then talk about the difficult stuff that needs to be talked about.
All right. I like playing
But-
this fun game to
Do you?
see if I can if you will remember the name of someone you met previously.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's try it.
You seek out a you sort of head out and you seek out these sentries, these spies, these druids that are basically sent out to act as like forward scouts and spies and things like that. They keep an eye on the front essentially. Rather, like I said, they're able to take a sort of nondescript, just they're able to turn into birds and things like that, and they can watch and they essentially they're, like I said, they're spies, they're scouts. Now,
Yes.
one, there is as you approach, you do see there are clusterings of birds in the tree.
Okay.
And, you can see it's unnatural. Usually the birds don't cluster quite
burn
like
it.
this. Alright, well, you killed a bunch of crashing tide druids.
No.
But as you sort of approach, one sort of flutters down. It transforms into a crashing tide druid, a Ganassi with a long braid that runs over her left shoulder. You potentially recognize the second crashing tide druid that you ever met.
I remember the scenario with it because she approached us and was wanting to. We were like setting up camp after like the ship had come down, and she came to us and she wanted us to go to and speak with her leader because she was wanting us to help convince her.
A druid that had broken away from the Clashing Tide clan.
Yeah.
What was her
She
name?
went to the other side. She went to the other side, essentially. She left one of the siblings to the other. Didn't she?
There is one.
No, I don't know her name.
Technically, there are two. There's one that had broken away completely, and one that had broken away and joined a different side.
I don't remember their name.
Alright, well, that's a demerit.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Alright.
Completely deserved.
The one that had the braid that went over her left shoulder is the one that had broken away but transferred side. Her name is Hedwig.
That name
Yep.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, I remember hearing Hedwig.
Oh, Tommy.
She had broken away from Luciel and joined Lyra.
That's right. I knew she had left one to go to the other. I just couldn't remember which one or her name, but
It was
I am
to
stupid.
be fair, it was a long time ago, so
it was at least 30 years ago.
yeah, it's been 84 years.
84. I smile when I see Hedwig, and I
Right.
tell her that it is good to see her again.
She nods her head and says, "Been a long." She says, "It's been 84 years."
Shut up.
But she says, "It's been many moons since I saw you, Wildfire Herald."
How long has it been? And
84 years.
It has been. Let me go. 29.
Today's session is Colin flips through notes.
Colin flips through notes. Luckily, I kept them. That was currently March. So it's been a little, like maybe a month less than a year, because that happened in the year 730. It happened in April of the year 733.
and it is currently March.
It's
of
currently March of
734.
734. So it's
It's
been a little
been-
bit less than a year.
Yeah, wow.
There's Vern.
Long time.
That is a long time. It is a long time.
Considering you've got airship travel, which makes everything a little bit faster.
A little bit, as a treat.
It's been some time, Wildfire Herald.
Nearly a year. How fares?
Luciel and Lyra, the crashing tides, still butt heads. They often have disagreements on the future of the the crashing tide clan. However, they do seem singularly focused on a threat that sits before them, this invasion that the General Adelindra has spoken of.
Indeed, it is a dangerous threat for sure. In fact, I wish I could come on more amicable terms, but I come in a time of need to in hope of receiving allies.
Well, then you have them, obviously, Alpha Herald. If you wish me to send word along to Luciel and Lyra, it can certainly be done.
I would very much like to meet with them, if possible, yes.
Of course, that can be arranged. Is there a particular meeting place you would like them to meet? I don't
How
think
far
out here in the wilds is very safe, but even so, with the encroaching army, the centers of the cities and the centers of population, relatively okay.
How close are these armies?
They're still, the bulk of them, from what I can hear, are weeks out, but we find scouts, watchers, we call them, blue eyes. They walk before the army, and they hardly seem to care if their lives are taken or not. They stand in the mists at the edge. They watch. We've killed a couple, and yet they never seem to even resist. They never even seem to fight. Little more than sentries. Scrying eyes. It's disturbing to take something's life and them not even fight against it.
This
You also saw something like that. That happened in Prost.
Yeah. It was. I have seen this kind of foe is not something to be taken on.
When they fight, they are
Yeah.
terrible. A terrible opponent. But it's more disturbing when they don't fight at all.
I understand what you mean. I've encountered them before too. But if the village here and the surrounding areas are being kept safe, I know it is because of your hard efforts, and I commend you on that.
Thank you for that. It's what little we can do. We're all... You know, we've always had petty squabbles. One crashing tide clan against the other. Civilization against the wilds. Like, that's always been the Coldwood. But whenever a true foe presented itself, it's quite astonishing and comforting just how united we can be against a common foe.
Indeed.
Colin, your soap is bleeding through?
My what?
Whatever you're watching.
I'm not watching anything.
Okay.
Somebody it's gotta be someone else, because I have nothing on right now.
Okay. It is gone now.
Alright, who turned their fucking shit down?
Class.
Who turned their TV down?
It sounded like Professor Nobi from Evil Dead reading from the tape, to be honest.
My
It was
TV.
actually probably Colin. I took my headset off for a second and I turned the volume so I could hear it, and it was probably feeding back into itself.
My TV is currently off.
Crap.
One day I'm gonna get a muscle.
One muscle.
One single
A
muscle.
singular muscle.
But no. It's astonishing. The Coldwoods was always a little bit of a divided place. I mean, you had the Luciel and Lyra fighting each other. You had
Yeah.
the moon elves, you had Henley's people, and they were all different families kind of fighting each other for vying. It's amazing what a common foe can do to unite people.
Indeed.
And it seems that that is the case currently. That being said, if you want to meet with Luciel and Lyra, they can arrange it, but they suggest to be in a center of population, somewhere they can meet you.
We can meet in the city.
That seems like it's wise. While the Raiders of Black Everfrost are around, sentry-wise, they have their main invading force is not swept over this part like a wave or a tide.
Yeah.
It's coming, but not here yet. Do you have a particular place you want to meet them? Do you want to be in Wilderstadt, or do you want to go to the larger Vishstadt? Or you could go to Verlasan, which is on an island. It's isolated in the lake. I don't think you've ever been to Verlasan, so...
No, I'll ask Hedwig. She knows the area best. Where does she think would be best?
Quickest would be Wilderstadt. Safest would be Verlasan. The one in the middle would be about Vishstadt.
Time is not of the most important essence. We can afford extra time for the safety if need be.
In Verlasan it is. It's protected by sits on an island in the middle of a lake that's, even at this point, not completely frozen over.
Very well. I gotta hold on, give me 1 second. I pee really bad.
Alright, pee break. Also, I need to get another beer. I figure if the
Me too, actually.
If the Panthers lost 33-10, 30 whatever 10 is, it's time to drink.
I mean, but we knew what was gonna happen.
The thing is, Beaver, what do we think the
I
odds?
wasn't even that far off.
The thing is, do we think they're fired on Monday, or do we think they're fired next season?
Before next season.
Probably sometime before the draft. I'd probably say about February or
I'll say
March.
if it wasn't their first season, they'd be gone Monday. But since it's their first season, it might last till the end of the season at least. So like, you gave
It
your
could.
season.
It could.
Scott.
I mean, the thing is you still have to look like a desirable destination for the next coach, and the next coach doesn't want to think, "Oh, I'm going to be fired after my first season."
Look,
so
but
that's what's probably going to happen.
It's so bad, I can't imagine that they're not fucking gone. It's so bad.
I mean, this must be what rock bottom feels like. This must be what the fucking Detroit Lions feels like 10 years ago.
It's the worst it's been since the expansion. It's awful. Like, it's hard to describe how awful it is.
Oh yeah, we're worse than the Cardinals right now. That's a statement.
Well, the problem is, it's even worse that not only do we not have a first-round draft next year, it's going to Chicago, so they get number 1.
Yep.
We can still...
And they can draft a better quarterback.
It's still recent enough that we can look back at 2015 and be like, we were fucking good. Not that long ago.
We were. Yep. And also, the coach that we fired from that season is doing better in Washington.
Well, to be fair, everyone's doing better, but I'm gonna go get another beer. Go get another beer, Beaver.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, we're back from peeing and gathering beers and bitching about the Panthers. What was the last thing we left off on?
Cody was about to do a thing with the Druids.
Alright, you want
They
to...
were going to an island to meet together.
Alright, you're speaking in Verlasan. Verlasan is a relatively safe place. It's essentially surrounded by a moat, realistically.
That's awesome.
Tell me more.
I want to tell me about the details of the moat and how it will relate to the Pathfinder 2 game.
All right.
No, okay. So was the moat a new addition, or is this just like that's just how it naturally is?
No, it's a natural lake. It's on an island of the lake.
Okay. Wasn't sure if it was something like they did because of the Raiders. Or
Verlasan, like I said, it sits on a natural island that is in the massive lake that is bordering sort of Vishtat, or not Vishtat, that's bordering sort of the Coldwood and Bayaz Kumlahar. It's not a very big town. It's actually smaller than Vishtat. But it has high walls. And surprisingly, most of the town itself is mostly still inhabited, whereas Vishtat was largely kind of empty as people had fled before the potential invasion of the Raiders of Black Everfrost. Vorlasan is perhaps the people trust in the security of their isolation, of the fact that they're, like I said, they're guarded by a very large body of water. Even if it's, like I said, parts of it, the edges of it has frozen over, towards the actual island itself, there's a large, deep pool of water. And so, like, even though it's a smaller city, the people, it's a lot more populated at this point.
Right.
People don't notice you. They don't really pay attention to you.
Do or don't?
They don't.
Don't. Okay.
They keep their heads low, bowed against the swirling, howling winds of the blizzards that whip Vorlasan. Going about their business, ducking every now and then into buildings that provide respite against the swirling colds. You find that Hedwig darts down to you, transforming from an owl into their natural form, and leads you to a small tavern. It seems that you pass by many small taverns on the way to this one. Vorlasan almost seems to offer almost like a weird leapfrog system, as people in this swirling cold are able to kind of go from place to place, leapfrogging from shelter to shelter. And so there are lots and lots of small sort of public taverns.
Okay.
You pick a rather nondescript one that Hedwig leads you into. One that you actually feel a strange kinship to. It says the Black Boar above it, and it reveals a wrought iron sign of a boar that swings wildly in the blizzard's winds.
Now, I might be thinking of... Excuse me. I might be thinking of the Black Ass, but we've been here before, yes?
You have not been to the Black Boar. You've never been to Vorlasan at all.
I thought it
Yeah,
sounded...
the Black Ass was the one in the other
Black
one.
Ass is a different campaign.
Well, it stuck with me, obviously.
Easily one of your top 5 names of all time.
I mean, wait till you... who remembers the Kraken the Kraken?
Kraken the Kraken is top shelf.
That was the one we did the what was that module?
I made up the Kraken, so it's pretty sweet. So
Well, I know, but wasn't it following some module?
Was it what?
the fires,
I don't remember which one.
the
it
fires
was.
are roaring,
No.
and you're able to sort of push through them. As you approach, they seem to grow higher as your wildfire spirit stokes them to levels of warmth that the fire should not be able to provide. There's a relief that spreads across the common room as you sort of wait. As the fire burns down, you throw a wooden log in. You wait until the door pushes open. Snow and wind swirls in as 2 water genasi enter, Luciel and Lyra. They are a little bit thinner than when last you saw them. But they have a steely look in their eyes, a confident look, as they walk side by side.
So, like, they've matured?
In a sense, they've been forced to sort of grow up a little bit. Each of them has a piece of the Crashing Tide totem that they wear on a leather thong around their neck, 1/2 for each of them.
Yeah.
They hold hands. Lyra bends down into the fire and gets stuck and says, "Brother, help me tend this fire." Stepbrother, help
Oh,
me tend
no.
this fire.
No.
Ah.
They
Stepbrother,
are.
hit me that fire poker.
They walk side by
I
side.
hardly know her.
They do walk side by side. They look like they've matured some. Their eyes immediately lock on you. And they nod their heads. And Luciel says, Wildfire?
I look at them and I say, crashing tides.
Awful.
Wait, how's that awful?
I love it. It's so
Why
good.
is it awful?
You wish to speak with
Explain
us.
yourself right now. Yes, I do. I'm sorry if my Karakwa voice is not what it used to be.
It's okay, I don't even remember what accents I used for them.
Y'all sound pretty much the same for what I remember.
Good thing you don't remember very
Love
much.
it.
I don't.
Love it.
Wait till you find out about the druid Susanna.
Who's Susanna?
Susanna was the first crashing tide druid you met.
Oh,
And she's
I was
super
expecting.
dead. I thought she was dead.
I was expecting.
I mean, she's not here. I was talking about the first druid that they ever met. You wish to meet
I was
with
expecting
us.
one of your Colin jokes. Sorry.
You wish to meet with us, Wildfire.
Susanna, these dicks in your mouth.
You wish to meet with us, Wildfire.
Yes, I do. I'm sorry. I'm having a lot of intrusive thoughts right now. Forgive me.
You
Oh
are.
my fucking god.
You're
I'm sorry.
forgiven.
I do wish to meet, but I also do want to. It is good to see you again. It is. And I offer a hug.
They sort of
Shit.
With my-
awkwardly
He's-
sort of hug you. They say,
Awkwardly.
"Yeah, I mean, you don't know them that fucking well."
I mean, I kind of helped them become who they are, and these are trying times.
You hug them, say,
And I'm trying to lessen the blow of that.
"What are you, druid gay?
I'm trying new things here.
What are you, druid gay?" But they sort of they don't.
Going to home.
It's not like a deep, fat like close familiar hug. They sort of pat you on the back and they hug you. It is good to see that you're well. Hail
He
and
says,
whole. You wish to speak with us, Wildfire Druid.
Give me a second.
Cody is dying.
You don't have to speak in your Karakwa voice. I'll accept your Cody voice.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to just breathe.
What's wrong? Are you breathing the wildfires? You breathing smoke from the Wildfire Druid? Are you toking up from the Wildfire Druid? Are you burning that Whoopi Goldberg Bubba Kush on that Wildfire Druid?
That's not fair. Super tired.
You must
Yep,
have
he- he gave
amnesia.
it
Well,
up.
we lost him.
Karakwa, you must have amnesia. You forgot that I'm him.
We lost him.
I was flipping bricks for Mansa Musa before you were a Type 1 civilization, Karakwa.
For real,
I was
though.
throwing diamonds at the strippers in the under the pyramids of Giza.
Cody, have you gotten tested recently?
Yeah, Colin's testing my patience right now. Oh my fucking god.
I'll choke your ass out with a pair of Givenchy gloves. The last thing you'll see is the price tag.
I don't need to see the price tag, dumbass.
Local
You
man.
stupid piece
I
of
don't
shit.
care if I go blind. I don't need to see the price tag.
Price- There it is. Thank you.
Colin, I'm about to choke you out. The last thing you're gonna see is the price tag on the Givenchy gloves.
No.
Fuck, Dracula 3 is so good. so good.
Did you see Batman Flow?
I've seen all of them. They're all
Batman's awesome.
fucking great.
It's fucking stupid.
Wildfire, you want to talk to us? How can we speak to you?
How can you speak to...
How fare the other heralds?
I recently met the Avalanche himself, Kurgan. He was a strong man indeed. Lives up to the name, lives up to the title. When we were over in the eastern part of the world, up near... world map, don't fail me now. In the Jinma dynasty,
That is
traveled to
place.
Shinto.
Well, it is good to hear that they are well. As long as they are safe, nature proliferates.
Indeed, even through these trying times. I wish I could say I came here only for a chance to talk and meet up and communicate.
Pleasantries
Pleasantries.
are a matter that is suited to a different time. We are not in a time of pleasantries, I'm afraid.
In a different time, in a different life, I would have spoken to everyone with just pleasantries, but I'm not afforded that luxury.
Lyra sort of smiles and says, I will hold you to that. In a different time and in a different light, we will have pleasantries.
I smile and I say, indeed. I first wish to ask how fares it here. I've already talked to Hedwick, but to hear it from the two of you also would be beneficial too, just to know how it fares here.
The people of the Coldwood have largely answered the Empire's call to evacuate. Beaz Kumlahar was nice enough, luckily, to take many of them in. There was a time where they refused entrance into the deserts. But it seems that some sort of treaty or something of the like was worked out, and they basically allowed pretty much anyone that had the ability to travel into the heart of Beaz Kumlahar to travel. The rest that weren't, or those were those that weren't able or willing to fight. Many have joined into the auxiliary. They've served as scouts and infantry, messengers and cooks and the like. Even a fair few have shown a riding prowess that has brought them into the lower ranks of the Flaming Hussars themselves.
A mighty symbol indeed.
Things are dark. And yet, that darkness unites us. Those who would fight against it unites us.
It's up to people like us to stoke the embers, make sure it shines bright again someday.
Those are wise words. There have been times where we have been disheartened, frightened. They're words that warm us, indeed.
I will, I want to say that, hold on. I'm glad that everything here is going as well as it can, all things considered.
Well, we had a guiding beacon of sorts to unite us and guide the way. We owe you a lot, Wildfire.
A guiding beacon can only do that. It can only guide. It is up to those who follow it to do the right thing, which y'all have.
Can we submit that for a Cody Marlowe quote of campaign? Holy shit.
And so we follow. and so would
That was-
follow.
That was really good.
I will ask then if you will follow me one more time.
Well, it doesn't seem that you've led us astray so far.
You are right. It is dark. And what we are going to be doing may be even worse or darker still, but if we have a chance to put it into this, it's worth any sort of risk of terror or risk of life and limb. And I'm willing to risk it. And I ask if you both are willing to risk it. And if you could
For
also
the biscuit.
For the biscuit.
Please don't get me
I'm
started
sorry, I
again. I just
couldn't-
got over
They look at
it.
you. They look at
couldn't-
you and they nod. We do it all for the nookie. They look
I'm
at each
sorry,
other. They
couldn't
look
help
at.
myself.
They look at each other. And they shut up, Connor. You shut the fuck up. They look at each other, and they sort of look at you, and they say, "We will answer the call. You have our backing."
Rockwood is both relieved by this and happy by this, but at the same time is still that I guess a sense of guilt of having to once again come to people who should have their own free will and volition and asking them to essentially sacrifice that
I think-
just for a chance.
They do have their
So
own
that's-
free will and volition. Their own free
But-
will tells them that they'll follow you.
Yes, but there's still that pang of doubt and
That's
guilt
fair enough.
in his heart of this. It's why he mentioned at the beginning that, in a different time and different place, it would be going to meet people, if only for pleasantries. But it seems, especially lately, it's always been for something, especially something dire.
But
But this is not the life or the power
Karakwa,
or anything that he has inherited.
you've traveled this world.
Yes,
You've
indeed.
discovered the Howling Zephyr. You brought the crashing tide together. You aided the avalanche and the vermin as well. You have proven yourself to be a champion of the wilds, the natural order. And while you are the Wildfire Herald and you are still young, the druids look to you as a leader. Like I said, technically the only member of the order that's older than you is the Avalanche. And he's not here.
Yeah.
He's fighting his own problems in the Genmai
Genmai.
Dynasty.
Yeah.
So you were basically the senior druid on staff, and they look to you as it. Not only just because you've been the Wildfire Herald for technically longer, you've proven yourself. You have proven
There's been
yourself.
many trials and tribulations.
You've been through the trials. You've gained strength. And so you have essentially the druids following you. And this is important for later stuff. You've got, like I said, a force of druids that will answer at your beck and call. Technically, I think I've made it so almost everybody has a group that they're able to deploy onto the battlefield. Whether it be monks or vampires. Unfortunately, Venta deploys with Ito.
I mean, that's fine.
Which
That's
seems
exactly what Venta
seems
would wanna
like
do.
Venta would
There's-
do.
There's something
He has
about
an
this
army of
Ventus.
churro
Deploy the
vendors.
battle vampires.
Like I said,
No, he has churro vendors.
or like it's like a dragon from ranging from dragon god to thieves guild, vampires. Aruna's got
Yeah, that's
her
what I want. I want a
family.
dragon whose breath weapon is vampires. Just breathing
Just
vampires.
breathe out vampires. Yeah, just breathe out Strahds. All right,
Breath of Strahd.
but no, they are. You've got them on your side,
I was like,
Karakwa.
Colgate.
Karakwa, they are fully on your side. And it's, like I said, not just through the fact that they're united against a common foe, you've proven yourself to all of them as a leader.
While we're here, then, in this establishment, I can at least also offer to buy you a drink then, couldn't I?
Well, we wouldn't say no to that.
I want to get whatever their finest ale is, and using a little bit of the new tricks I used, kind of use the bit of cinnamon sprigs that I keep with me to kind of enhance the flavor of it too. as we
Fair
drink
enough.
it.
The ale in Verlasan is, at least at this point, it's not high quality. They've been cut off for a little while. They haven't had a lot of shipments in, so they're you are able to have a mulled wine, which is mid to low quality. But heating it up over the fire, adding some herbs and cinnamon and things like that, and you're able to make it a pretty nice one and spread it out amongst them. As they're able to have a nice, like, warm mulled wine. It girds them against the chill of the ever-impending Raiders of Black Everfrost. Alright.
It is warm and good in this cold weather.
It is indeed. You got the druids on your side.
Yay!
Hey,
I did it.
who's doing something next?
Venta was supposed to do
Well, I
something.
guess you still got me, and then you've got Ito and Venta.
I've got Reed going to the monastery. I've got Ito and Venta, and then I've got Klaus and Aruna.
I feel like the Klaus Aruna thing's gonna be a big to-do, so if it doesn't happen today, it's whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
I guess we
Venta
can get
will go
mine out of
next.
the way.
Or Lou, that's fine. We can do Reed.
All right.
Uh,
Reed and Aruna. Reed,
Oh, boy.
Bruno.
you're able to transport back to the monastery Seshan. Your
Go do monk shit.
familiar
Go, go, go.
home is changed. Previously, you saw, like I said, the monastery was always isolated, but it sat within pastoral fields with beautiful cherry blossom trees. Now those trees are barren, frigid. The walls are piled higher with snow, but you can see that they have managed to maintain a relatively clear path into the heart of the monastery itself. It seems that the monastery itself has not been abandoned. Indeed, as you transport or teleport there and walk forward, you find that the monastery itself is actually a bustling point of light amongst this darkness. As you see, there's more monks. Well, not necessarily monks, but more people than ever training underneath the monks. As you pass forward, you can see interesting and unusual faces. People from all across the empire that have managed to find a safe haven within your home. Your eyes are particularly drawn to what appear to be a group of 6 Kuatoa led by a familiar face, Khan, who you previously saved from the Aboleth, who traveled with, who was temporarily taken into the Winged Tasars and traveled with them through the Underdark.
Colin
Holy shit!
fundamentally giving up on us remembering the names of NPCs.
You're not
I
gonna.
remember
Right.
Ukon.
You're probably not gonna
Honestly,
recall
Ukon
Umkan.
is probably the one that I do.
You're probably not gonna recall Umkan and his Kuatoa allies, but they were the people that were kind of against the Ablo. You worked with them. He ended up joining.
Smoke summoned a shark to fight with him.
He ended up kind of. It's not. He didn't He kind of joined the Winged Hussars, but it was like, you know, when
No,
they were
he's
leaving
officially
Ertzig,
a Winged Hussar.
essentially. They are like he is gathered with like 6 other Kuatoa, and they're doing like monk training. Like I said,
I recall
is-
they don't actually speak our language, right? They don't speak common.
they
do. Khan does.
they just kind of
Sorta.
gargle.
Unkan does
But-
know a little bit of
Umkan does.
common, I thought. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
he
that's right.
he speaks broken common, but this is actually the busiest you've ever seen your monastery by a significant margin. There's a lot of people here. As you kind of realize, if Umkan was here, chances are,
Or is too.
at the very least, the surviving Winged Hussars and civilians of Ertzig are also here as well. There's been like hasty construction that has been built. As there's sort of ramshackle barracks. They've been thrown together as best as they can under the circumstances. They're little more than shelter against the snow, but it's much better than sleeping out into in the frigid snows. As you can see, there is you are able to spy Master Fenris off teaching a group of people. Initially, you're unnoticed, but a couple of eyes are drawn to you, and yet they don't acknowledge you initially. There's quite a few people that, when they see you, they sort of cast their eyes down as if they don't notice you.
They're averting their eyes at me? Okay.
They are indeed.
Oh no.
Do you do anything about that?
No, not yet.
They almost
I
seem
will
like
go up.
they almost seem like they're going out of their way to ignore you.
Ah, the disrespect.
I guess first I'll go up to Umkan, since he's the first person we see, just to acknowledge him and say that it is good to see him again.
His
And
eyes
I'm glad
brighten.
to see him
He holds
pale
up-
and hearty.
He holds up his arm. He says, "We is strong now. Come through dark depths, many fights. Come stronger fighters, good fighters, fighters for friends."
Reed will like hold up his arm like he's making a muscle, pat it, and be like, "Very good, very strong."
You is strong too. Would have survived many fights in the depths of blow.
Dude, shut up.
Screw you, Connor.
God.
It was there.
As
Y'all are asleep.
you are stay there talking to him, you hear a as you turn and see Grandmaster Amaris standing behind you. And he says, "Some tea, Master Underbow." And you get the feeling this is not a request.
Reed will bow. Of course, Grandmaster. And I'll just turn to him. I must take my leave. We'll catch up more later.
Where are the fucking dwarves?
Umkan
Oh no, that's the
says,
monks. Yeah.
"Much training to do. Get strong arm. Punch hard."
Reed will just nod and prepare to follow Amaris.
He leads you to the grand sort of central temple, when you've spent many a day in, the one that has the sort of central fighting pit, the central dojo. And he leads you off to a small common room. And he sets a kettle over the fire. doesn't really say anything at first. But there is a he roll a this is a weird one because it's like a T check.
Roll for T.
History, Colin.
I am
Roll-
Iroh.
History or religion,
roll a
maybe.
wisdom history check with advantage because you are a tea brewer.
True.
You rolled a 1. That's
You're
a great.
dirty.
History
Not
is
very
minus
long.
1.
You're dirty
But it's
tea brewer.
wisdom, so +4.
Yep,
Oh,
that's
I
McDonald's.
need
And
to do
you
too.
have advantage, so alright.
Okay, 16.
So,
16 is not bad. He is going out of the way to prepare a calming tea. A tea that's typically brewed to calm the nerves. As you sort
I
of
don't like where
wait
this is
in
going.
silence as he pours this tea for you and he says, "Welcome back, Master Underbow. It's been quite some time since we've seen you, and it's good to have you back. As you see, our numbers have grown since you left."
Indeed, they have, and it is a wonder to be back.
We have had some new arrivals, having cast themselves out from the very dark depths of the earth themselves. And of course, we were only too happy to take them, shelter them, and feed them, and train them if they so wished it.
I recognized them as I was coming in. Umkan and his lot seem to be doing quite well here.
Of course. But that is not who your eyes truly sought, is it?
No.
Of course not. You seek Cora.
Just a simple nod.
She is healthy. She is not harmed physically. But if he sort of says, I have to warn you, if you are seeking a happy reunion, I'm afraid that might be robbed from you. Her trials from the Underdark have left her scarred. It seems that their endeavors were truly dangerous, traumatic. Indeed, only a quarter of the Hussars that set off into Ertzig made it out the other side. Maybe half of the civilians. She wouldn't go into details, and I don't have the heart or the strength to ask her details. I don't think that would be wise if she's unwilling to share them.
Then forgive me, Grandmaster, but I think there's only one place I should be right now.
If you wish to see her, of course I will take her. I will take you to her. And he sort of nods his head, turns to Master Fenris and says, the monastery is yours for now. Oversee the training. Come, Master Reed, I will take you to her. He gets
He'll
up
silently follow behind.
and he turns and he walks out the building, and he walks out the northern gate of the monastery, leaving it behind, passing by the roughly built barracks and the ramshackle structures to house those civilians and hussars that arrived and wanted to stay and train. He leads you maybe a half a mile into the wilderness, until beneath a small copse of trees you can make out a fire. In the mix, it barely keeps the cold away, and there is a tent that is erected by the fire. Grandmaster Amaris turns to you and he says, She doesn't want to... The walls, you see, she feels closed in by them. We've done what we can. Of course, we bring her food and wood, but as of right now, she won't stay in the monastery. She feels constricted.
I see. Thank you for informing me.
If there's anything you need, Master Reed Roundabout, I'll be waiting right here. Don't hesitate to ask for anything.
Of course, sir. And he'll slowly enter the tent.
Alright, it's more like you're a little bit of a way off. You don't...
Okay.
As you approach the tent, you hear... as, you see a Saint Bernard sort of slowly stand up, sort of sniffles. The first thing you notice is, he only has 3 legs. Bruno only has 3 legs. He's missing a leg.
No.
Come up to him and give him a couple of pats on the head.
Alright,
Colin,
and
You did your best protecting her when I couldn't, didn't you?
initially he sort of seems a bit standoffish, but as you pet him over the ears, he sort of slowly leans into it. And as you're petting them, the sort of tent flap opens, and you see Cora standing there. And she sort of pauses for a moment, and she sort of begins breathing heavily as she says, sort of clutches, says, No, I'm asleep. If I'm dreaming about you, I'm sleeping, and if I'm sleeping, people are dying. I have to wake up. As she begins sort of hitting herself in the head. I have to wake up. If I'm dreaming about you, people are dying.
Reed would immediately run up and hug her. This isn't a dream. You're actually here. I've returned like I said I would. Like I promised on that ring.
Alright, Reed, give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Still only a 12.
I cast guidance from 40 miles away. This man needs it.
Bardic
I give him my
inspiration.
advantage, Colin.
Can
Can
I
I give
give-
him my inspiration, please?
technically-
Holy shit.
Technically,
Can I give him my favored by the gods feature?
I say
Holy shit.
technically you do have a portent dice because you arrived back at.
Oh my
the,
god, where's the portent die?
Hold on, let me roll it.
Save it, Lou.
That's a 19.
You fucking take it.
I'll take
Lou.
it. I'll take it.
Lou.
All right.
Holy shit.
Can I send a message for a 1d10 bardic inspiration?
You
roll?
cannot. Shut up.
All right.
Ida has bad vibes. Messages, bardic inspiration.
Cora.
Ito's like, I have a bad feeling about this, and sends romantic Star Wars quotes to Lou.
Cora has tears streaming down her face as she looks at you, insisting that the only time she sees you is when she dreams, and when she dreams, people die. And yet this dream persists. As she looks at you, she keeps trying to wake herself. She sort of hits her head, You see she even takes out a dagger and starts trying to gouge it into her palm to wake herself up.
This bitch.
No, we
What do you mean this bitch? She's got fucking PTSD. What do you mean this bitch? She had her people killed by fucking Drow in the fucking Underdark.
How dare you have trauma? How dare you have trauma?
What do you mean this bitch? This is a fucking poignant moment for Reed and Cora.
Have you guys been to the fucking Underdark?
Yes.
Then you should
Hey,
know.
All right.
Hey,
Well, you know
hey,
I can
You guys remember back when we thought this bitch was dead?
look. I can send you into
Which
six.
was like
Actively.
weeks
I can
ago?
send you into fucking 6 months of the Underdark. Ask Rick and Max. I can fucking do it. I can fucking do it.
Just realize Max is pro lobotomy, so like, give him a break.
She.
What?
You have to like stop her from like digging the knife into her hand as she tries. She keeps
Oh, yeah,
insisting.
Trepiding bros.
The only time she dreams
Blue.
the only time she sees you is when she dreams. And
Blue.
if she's dreaming, she's asleep, and if she's asleep, people are dying.
Lou, you need to fix this bitch ASAP.
Yeah, you need just stick her down. That'll fucking fix her, right?
There.
You need
I
to
got
fix
a
her.
fix in the chat. Aruna can provide.
But
Give me one
Shoot.
second, I gotta
you can see Bruno
switch over.
Bruno.
Tommy, fuck you!
You know what?
Oh
Tommy-
my god.
Tommy, this is why your brother can't fucking play our campaigns, because you suck.
You're the one that derailed. Well, no, I did. No, it was
You know what? I just want everyone to know this is a loving, poignant moment, as Colin
For
stated.
Reed!
This motherfucker has put feeble mind in the chat.
Yup.
She, you have to stop her from like slicing her own, not wrist, but like her palm as she's trying to like wake herself up. And you can see she actually has scars across her palm where she's done this before. But as you stop her, Bruno sort of comes and lays her head on her, like, as she's kneeling on the ground in front of you, he sort of lays the massive head on her. And she sort of looks up at you and she says, I dreamed about you. That you were here with me. That you were there with me.
I'm here now. He's just gonna hold the hand that she's got the scars on. And... You know, we'll give it just a small kiss.
Oh,
They don't scare me.
whoa.
What are you, gay?
Shit.
She...
Colin!
Shut up! She,
This is a poignant moment.
she... Tears brim in her eyes. And she just sort of slowly leans forward and she places her head on your shoulder. And you can feel the tears streaming down her face. I tried to save him. I tried to save everyone, but I couldn't. They're just everywhere. Every time I tried to break away, every turn, every tunnel, every cavern. Creatures, beasts, Drow and Duergar. And I dreamed about you.
You did what anyone could, the best you can. No one can save everyone. That's something I've learned myself as well.
And she sort of says, I failed these people. Why? Only half of them made it out. I was supposed to get them out.
You saved that half.
That's good shit.
And while he's saying this, he'll start gently just like stroking her hair, anything to calm her.
And she merely collapses into your arms, tears streaming down her face. And Bruno sits there. He he almost sort of cloaks you. He's lost, like I said, he's lost his front right foreleg as if it has been chopped off. You can see the wound itself is ragged. It was not a clean stitch, essentially, but it is one he managed to survive. He sort of slumps himself over the two of you, fighting warmth against a frigid cold. Reed, you comfort her. And in time, she is able to gather herself. But she tells you that she can't, at least at this point, she can't be surrounded by walls. She can't be in any kind of enclosed space. She spent her travels, she will not go into specifics. She does not speak of what trials she saw in the Underdark, but she can't be in a closed-in space right now. She can't even abide the spacious walls of the monastery's courtyard. She can't explain it to you.
It's alright. Everything will be alright with time. For now, we'll just enjoy the stars, and we'll enjoy our lives. This is almost over, and we can go wherever we need. We'll be free to go everywhere. No walls, no boundaries.
She reaches out. The only place I need to be is by your side. Wherever that may
We'll just
be.
squeeze her a little more in response.
I imagine you spend some time with Cora. Her trauma is something that won't be fixed in a day, or in a week, or even in a month. It may take years. It is the type of trauma, it is the type of bittersweet reunion. Not the happiest or unhappiest. Things are not so simple. But she clings to you. She clutches to you as an anchor. A reminder. A solid point that she's not in her dreams. She's not stuck back in the Underdark. As you spend days with her, obviously Grand Master Amaris, Master Fenris, all of the monks of your monastery are incredibly accommodating to her. They understand that she is, for reasons, not comfortable being in enclosed spaces. She does not want to be inside the walls of the monastery, let alone the barracks. Even when they offered to build her a shelter, a shed outside of the monastery, she merely refuses. She just needs open space after the trials of the Underdark. You find that first night you're with her. Sorry, Tommy, if if anyone has plans to teleport Reed away, I'm gonna give him a couple days of the fucking monastery. You find
I think that's fair.
she, even within the confines of her tent, she wakes up breathing heavily, hyperventilating, as she has to scramble outside to look up at the starry sky above her. And all you can do is walk beside her and place her hand on her. You find that one night you wake up with a dagger pressed to your throat as she just breathes heavily, looking around as if she's surrounded by predators. It is perhaps not the happy ending you expect. It is merely an ending. It'll take time. It'll take work. But she is alive, as well as the majority of the people she led out, technically. I wish I could give you a happier ending than that, but that's
Yeah,
the ending that
no,
Reed
I get it.
has.
Cora didn't deserve this shit. I vote
She
we go
was-
back however many sessions we
That's
need
why,
to
yeah.
reload the
find-
old
Save,
save.
save state.
Like
Reboot the
said.
state.
You find,
Before,
you
so the day
find.
before,
I would
Sorry,
say,
go ahead.
I would say you find that she, like I said, she's incredibly uncomfortable inside closed spaces. She has a tendency for hoarding food, and she does not like the smell of bacon.
all right. I know this has to end at some point, but I just the day before we teleport back, or before we teleport back, I'd like a chance to address the monastery.
Of course.
So I don't know if you just want to do that, or
I have to pee. I'm gonna get another beer.
all right.
Because role-playing, like, sad moments, I have to drink a bit. I'm not good at being...
Yeah.
A bit,
I'm not good at being a sad
He
person
says,
without drinking.
he says sad.
but it was a good. It was a good scene.
Reed, it's may not be what you wanted or what you expected, but it is an understandable outcome. Cora led a group of civilians with a motley attachment of troops through the Underdark. And it seems, well, she will absolutely not go into specifics. It seems that she ran into trials and tribulations. And by Grandmaster Amaris is... He tells you that, like I said, from what he can tell, maybe 25% of the Hussars and the troops survived, and only 50% of the civilians. And he does not have the heart, and he's wise enough to know not to ask for specifics if she doesn't want to give them up. He merely accommodates her, understanding that whatever she faced in the Underdark was traumatic enough. And it seems he has learned from outsiders like Khan of raids by Drow and Duergar, creatures such as hook horrors and strange vampiric bats that preyed on the travelers, as Cora ever led the troops onwards to save who she could from the city of Urtzig. And she did her best. And her best, like I said, her best saved a lot of people. But she doesn't see it that way. And that is why you're there, in a sense, Reed. She saw you in her dreams. She dreamed about you. And that is its own trauma. Because when she was sleeping, that was a chance for people to be harmed. It's a complicated thing. It's hard. It's not a happy ending, but it is a real
I guess-
ending.
Actually, I will ask her because I don't know how constricted she'd feel. Would she like to come with us on the airship?
She doesn't want to.
I understand.
The idea of being in a cabin, even on a deck beneath a balloon, is constrictive to her.
That's kind of what I thought it might be.
You realize it's something that you'll have to work with on her. It may take months, may take years. Even so, she clings to you. She loves you. Like I said, it's something that can't be immediately remedied.
Because I feel like we're getting close to leaving the monastery. He'll just caress her a little bit. There's
Grandmaster.
still a little to be done. We're almost through, but know that you're with me always. And I'm actually going to summon my steed, which is going to be, well, now a close to replica of her Saint Bernard.
She nods her head and she says, "You have your duties as I had mine. But you'll come back to me, yes?"
Always.
Well, I'll be waiting. And when all this is done, I just want somewhere simple. A place where I don't have to fight anymore. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm tired of fighting.
We'll find it. Our place.
And she wraps her arms around you and she kisses you.
Reed will return it.
Alright. You break your embrace. She still remains in the little camp about a half-mile outside the monastery. It seems like it's safe enough. Like I said, it's snowbound, but she's got plenty of firewood. Like I said, Grandmaster Amaris and the monks provide her with basically tents, any wood she needs, if she needs food. It's just that she can't abide the walls right now. Although the monks themselves
she gets claustrophobic.
She gets claustrophobic. The monks are more than happy to provide her literally anything she needs. You know, if she's hungry, they'll walk a meal out from the kitchens. But she cannot abide enclosed spaces right now. It's something that in the future you might have to work with her with, you know. But Grandmaster Amaris assures you that no matter what, she is considered a ward of the monastery. Her safety is paramount, just like any disciples or anyone else's that seeks the sanctuary of the monastery. He is able to tell you that they themselves have not seen many raiders of Black Everfrost, but that might be due to the fact that the monastery is basically in the middle of nowhere. There's not a lot of. They're in the heart of the Vergilt Plains. You know, they're literally just in the middle of nowhere. And while it seems like there's a lot of raiders of Black Everfrost, they've long since passed over this region for their front advance. So they're just surviving. They've got storage. They've got stores. They've got various dried herbs and teas and things that people are able to subsist upon. So they're not exactly thriving, but they are surviving.
All right. So, like I said, the last thing I want to do is just address the monks. Is that all right?
Yep.
So Reed will gather whoever he can around. I'd like to thank you all for everything that you've done, for taking care of Cora while I've been away. I know things are hard, and harder times are coming, but they'll soon be over. we're preparing for our final fight, and I may need you all to fight with me.
Okay.
But for now, I want to swear to you on these bindings and this sword, and I'm going to pull out the Dragon Slayer sword that I have,
Oh shit.
that we will put an end to the Everfrost King and to the Tyrant Dragon Bismarck, who sent you underground.
Yes.
The monks don't let out a resounding cheer. There's more of like a more stern and stoic look on that sort of passes over them. Many of them nodding their heads. They don't view it as a moment of adulation or celebration. They merely view it as a matter of fact. They nod their heads as they, Khan says, "Yes, yes, we would follow the Master Halfling."
We will nod to Unkan.
And Grandmaster Amaris nods his head as well. He says, "I am an old man. I have seen far too many winters to fight this battle. I cannot lead you, but a member of this monastery could. So, Master Reed, while I am the Grand Master of this monastery, I would defer that role in this regard. I would have you lead them into battle, as I could not."
It'd be my honor and my privilege.
Very well. I know we are not... The times are dire, and we are not much for celebration, but a hip hip hurrah for Grandmaster Reed Underbow. Alright, let's hear it.
Nope.
No.
Hip, hip.
No, I want to hear it from Connor.
Okay.
Where's Connor at?
I would like to sense a disturbance in the force.
Alright, let's hear it.
Appear at the monastery behind Lou.
Let's hear a hip hip hurrah for acting Grandmaster Reed Underbow. Alright, I'm waiting, Connor.
Interim head coach Reed.
I'm waiting, Connor. Let's roleplay the monks, Connor.
He's doing it.
I'm
Is
waiting.
Bulwark gonna make an appearance?
Connor, it's 9:20. Let's go.
Do it. Do
Connor,
it.
you have to do
Shit,
this.
actually.
Connor.
Otherwise, we're never gonna get to Hospital to Scourge.
Connor.
Hip hip hurrah!
Alright.
We
Act-
did it.
Acting
Yay,
Grandmaster
that sounds
Reed.
So cool. Wow.
Acting Grandmaster
Yeah.
Reed. You will have a contingency of monks following you into the final battle.
10 out of 10. Best roleplay.
Alright. What the next one is...
Colin, can we be done tonight? It's 9:30.
No, shut up! We gotta get through this shit!
Well, I want to be done, Colin.
I want to be
It's
done
9:30.
too, but I want to be... I don't want to be done with it. I want to be done with the fucking campaign!
I'll show you how you do it, Rick.
Well,
you just
either
do
way,
this.
next week, don't we still have to do Klaus and Aruna, and we have to do Amal?
Well,
anyway?
Aruna just left.
Let's at least do it. Let's at least do fucking Island, Ito and Vinton Island.
Nah, I gotta go to dinner, dude.
No fucking do the fucking shit, Connor, you little baby back bitch with your fucking...
Also,
You got a
Wi-
you got a fucking widow's peak like Dracula, little bitch.
Yo, you must have forgot that he's him.
Colin's gone past happy drunk and sad drunk. He's reached abusive drunk.
No, alright, we'll pick it up next week. It'll be another week. It will be another week of role playing instead of final battle preparations.
That's perfectly
Okay.
fine with me.
All
That's
right.
okay.
All right.
Good session.
Next week will be
This
another
was a good
week
I
session.
also
of
won't be dying, hopefully, next week.
another week of some role playing. We'll do like I said, the ritual to raise Hasfidel, and then we'll do some island with Venta and Ito.
Vita
Vita.
and Ento.
Me
And
does-
I'll probably try to throw in like another role playing session maybe with some other people. So okay, but we'll do it next week. Like I said, we're not in a rush, but I would like to be in the Pathfinder game by the new year. That's why I'm
Yeah.
That's why I'm working real hard on the players handout.